Welcome here to the Andrew Johns Cup tie between the Illawarra South Coast Dragons and the GSR West Tigers here at Ron Costello Oval here in Shell Harbour. We're about 4 minutes away from kickoff here. Just going through the team list here. For the Illawarra South Coast Dragons, Jai Patterson at fullback of Firrell, also from Firrell. Blake Wellington at number 2, and at number 5, Bailey Tooth of Milton Ulladulla. 2 centres from the Albion Park Oak Flats for captain Jordan Morn and Harley Nizzer at 3 and 4. From Dapto, Jordan Walhar at 5'8", at halfback Isaac Morris of Collegians. For props, Ben Byron of Collegians and Bray Florence Foy of Western Suburbs. At hooker is Giovanni Nassau, also of Western Suburbs. At lock is Joshua Turler, also of Western Suburbs. And the second row is Ethan O'Connell of Kiama and Liam Lynch of Albion Park Oak Flats. On the bench is Luke Millard of Milton Ulladulla, Logan Stubbs of Albion Park Oak Flats, William Webb of Kiama and Jared Hendry of Milton Ulladulla. 18th man is Cooper Lee of Kiama, though he may be on the interchange bench for this one. Their coach is Glenn Baffolen. And for the GSR West Tigers, Rory Muir of the Mittagong Lions is at fullback. For wingers, Benjamin Payne of the Mossvale Dragons and Jay Kirk of the Camden Rams. At centre, Braden Antoine of the Camden Rams at number 3. At number 4, Nabil El Baye of the Narellan Jets. At 5'8" is Braden Lee of Western Suburbs. At halfback, Bailey Varga of the Mittagong Lions. For props, Jack Collins of the Mittagong Lions and Jackson Parker of Yappin Dogs. At hooker, for playmaker, Cooper Smith of the Camden Rams. At second row, Aidan Fisher of the Yappin Dogs, Jean Rapatuni of Narellan Jets, and at lock, Kavan Bishop of Ingleburn RSL. On the bench, Ryan Bell of Fermier Tamar Roosters. 2 players from the Liverpool Catholic Club on the interchange as well. Steve Mauger at 15, Connor Marga wearing 16, and at 17 is Jordan Tangata of the Western Suburbs. 18th man, Kieran Cook of the Fermier Tamar Roosters. Their coach is Wayne Azapati. Referee for this match is Ryan Sweeney, and the touch judges Matt Reeves and Bailey Warren. Referees are lined up out there as the Illawarra guard wait for their players to enter out. Led out by Jordan Morn. The fans here have fairly filled up this grandstand quite a bit. I wasn't expecting much of a crowd here, but they've definitely turned out here at Shell Harbour as they shake hands with the referees. Of course, Jordan Morn, Harley Nizzer, Liam Lynch and Logan Stubbs. The 4 players from Albion Park Oak Flats. Morn, the captain, definitely try and lead his men onto a good win here today. Just having a look here at the ladder that we have seen some tough losses here for the GSR West Tigers. They are 0-3 after a heartbreaker. It was really a heart stopper for some. After that match against Penrith where Bailey Lowe hit that match-winning field goal as outcome of GSR West Tigers. Cooper Smith is leading them out here. He's been a good player for them so far. He's had 2 tries in as many games, scoring that one in week 2 against Monara and also week 1 against the Western Rams. Now they try and put one on them today. They are playing away. They will head back to Kirkham Park next week. I'm not sure who they're actually taking on here. I believe it is... Actually, it is the Western Rams. Sorry, I made a mistake there. Riverina Bulls were who they face in week 1. Warren looks to be the man to set this up here. And then
ready, Matt?
Get us underway shortly.
All good. Ready, Matt? For a good
Before we begin the game, we'd like to partners here. Major sponsor at Quite Australia. Broadcast partner here by RTV Sports. Sports. Again, that's underway. Brayden Lee marking the opening kickoff.
Bring it up now, Lee! Hold together, hold clear, hold, go.
27 out on tackle 1. Aidan Fisher of Apple Dog.
Ace, release the leg!
Second stop.
Hold there with me! Hold, go.
Smith will send it out to the right side with Bishop who dummies and tries to go through them, but
Kevin, stand up! Hold! Go, 3.
Now it's sending out to the right side once more, this time from Jean Rapatoni. Yes, into Illawarra.
Hold! Stand, going 9, hold!
That was Morrison.
4.
I think I mentioned 4. There's a kick out of dummy.
Out on the floor. Out on the floor.
It was a bit too quick on that, being a 20 restart. Big opportunity.
Scrum, 4 tackles.
End up missing out on it. Actually, that was out of a fall, so it won't be a 20 tap. Instead, it will be
4 tackles.
Out at 2 meters out from their own line, so it's from halfway.
Make sure you stand square and hit it 2 hands. Play my call. Heads in. 7 to another Michael, step back for me. Heads in, ball in now. Out.
Illawarra South goes with a little shovel pass there. Nizzo tries to get through.
Moving now.
Send it out to the right side. Illawarra South goes another shovel pass play. This time
Release now, eh? Hold.
Tigers are firing up here. You can see the definite side. One on this board as they
11 stands.
into the ground. And then another short ball this time. It's
9 releases.
he almost gets tackled 36 out from the Tigers lane. They'll send it to the left side. They go out through Morris and then tackled at the last. Well, I'm not sure who that was to. Now we go to Walha. Walha was hit by Smith. And it's a high ball underneath it, but it's taken by Fisher, and he's able to and tackle one. And now Smith takes it out of dummy half, but they're very susceptible to that. They will now go with another dummy half run, but great runs out of marker here from Volha. Help from Lynch and Byron. Smith passes out to Muir, goes out again. I believe this is to Collins. But Collins is just driven back. Good tackle there from Nassau and Taylor in there. Now we go to Lee. Lee will send in a long kick. Chasing after his Patterson, and he takes it well. He was actually a man to take a kickoff and not Jordan Morn, I believe. He's almost wrapped up there by Payne, but he just barely escapes, but is brought down with the help of Antoine. They go out this time to Nassau because they had Wellington in a dummy half. Bishop makes a tackle. I'll play it on tackle 2. Short ball from Walha to Byron, and Byron almost pushes his way through, but is tackled 30 out. Was lifted there by Bishop. No penalty given. Wasn't considered dangerous. Now they go with Morris. Morris out to Lawrence Foy, and he's brought down about 22 out from the Tigers line. I'll go to the right side now through Byron. Byron short ball out to Turler, and Turler's brought down 15 out last tackle. He's got an opportunity here. Nassau will send it to the left side. Grubber kick here from Morris, but it's taken by Muir, and Muir will get out there, and he's going to be wrapped up here with the help of Byron by Morris. Tackle 1 now for the Tigers, having to bring it out of their own line. Goes with Fisher, I believe it is. No, I'm not sure if that was Fisher or not. It was not. Nonetheless, tackle 2 here. Smith will send it out to the right side once more, and a good tackle there on Rapatoni from Lawrence Foy. Got round the legs well. They'll play it out. Smith gives it to Bishop. See him always in the grey headgear. He's wrapped up well once more. Good line speed here from Illawarra. They're holding them back well. So he's shot out again. They're able to wrap up. This time it's Lawrence Foy, one-on-one. And then with the help of Nassau, they're able to wrap up Collins. I'll send it to the left side again. First time through Lee. Lee is almost wrapped up here. He's got to chase away. Goes his own route. Goes out to Fisher, but they might have numbers here. But Fisher is brought down. Actually was not fully wrapped up and almost got through the tackle of Nizza, but ended up being tackled by Nassau. Last tackle. Now Lee puts a kick in. It's a high ball up for Patterson. He's got to look for it and finds it well. He brings it right into the teeth of the defense, and he's tackled there by Lee with the help of Fisher. He was holding on a bit there in the ruck. Nonetheless, they go out for another run for dummy half. It's Wellington who runs over Benjamin Payne, but they do get the tackle there, tackle 2. Now Wellington. Wellington tries to get through Lee after beating Bishop and almost is able to create a big opportunity, but good tackling from the 5/8. Morris gives it out once more. I believe that's Lawrence Foy. And he's tackled there. It was tackle 4 now. They send it out through Morris. Out this time to number 11, Ethan O'Connell of Kiama. And he's tackled for the last. They're going to go short side. And, well, a good drag down on Morris. Patterson, still the last. He's got the football right now, actually, but he'll be wrapped up, and that'll be 6th tackle. First whistle sounds. Sorry, second whistle, I believe that is, for as there was out of a full previously. Just now, they will get a play the ball. Nabila Baye will take it. And the Tigers will try and bring it out and try and get some good territorial advantage here. Perhaps create some good opportunities. It's again, the drive is so big from these South Coast Dragons. Nassau, Colin Taylor involved well in the tackle. That time it's Hearn. Hearn is tackled 20 out from his own line. Still tackled 2. Smith sent it to the right side. I believe that's through Varga. And Varga gets a good 10 metres before he's wrapped up. Sends it out this time to Bishop, and Bishop tries to get through the tackle of Turler, sends an offload out to Muir. Muir, the green headgear, dummies, tries to go through Nassau and Byron, but is eventually wrapped up with the help of Lawrence Foy. He plays the ball out to Smith. He'll go right side this time to Varga. Varga puts a kick in. Patterson's a man for it. He'll be able to chase this down. He's got it 20 out from his own line and he'll be able to race away with it a little bit, but Varga got to the legs and got him wrapped up eventually with the help of Rapatoni. They go for a run out of dummy half here, and they'll be able to break through here through Walha, and Walha almost gets through, but he's ended up being wrapped up by Muir after some good help defense. I believe it was from Lee getting back. Now they go out with another dummy half run, this time through Wellington. Wellington's wrapped up by Fisher. The help there of Jackson Parker. And now Illawarra will try and go through Lawrence Foy. Lawrence Foy is brought down there well by Smith and Collins. I'll go to the right side. Oh no, they send it out a little shovel pass and then they try and attack through Turler, and Turler's going to get over here. Turler is able to put in a great step. He got past Varga, sorry, not Varga, Braden Lee, and then got past Muir and is able to score to the right side of the post. And Illawarra take the lead 4-0 with a kick to come. Just looking at that one, you just see that the drive from the Illawarra side and defense has really been the key to them holding the early advantages. They just get wrapped into that tackle and push back with that leg drive. They've definitely done well with that in the early stages of the game, and we've shown that the Tigers, or we've seen, that the Tigers have really struggled a bit with being down early. They don't really like being down early. They need to get good early starts, but haven't been able to make it happen here. So it's not a good sign for them so far. There's Harley Nizza from Albion Park Oak Flats lining up here to take the kick. Players in the huddle is probably just talking about making sure they can get that drive of a tackle early. They're committing a lot of defenders to it, so if they can get some good offloads away, they might be able to produce something with Tigers. As Nizza lines himself up while the Dragons prepare themselves for the next kickoff. Looks like one of the players who the Tigers bench is warming up. I believe that is Connor Martin in 16, as Nizza ends up pushing this kick a little bit away to the left. And that'll mean that the score remains 4-0 to the Illawarra South Coast Dragons. As now the Tigers will jog it forward. Not going to use up too much energy here. There's still a lot left in this game. Just being down 4-0 is not a big deficit. It looks like Jack Collins, a prop here, front row forward, to be taking the kick. We've seen a lot of different kickoffs as he sets up. Ryan Sweeney will be looking to restart us. Collins with a kick away. And it bounces once and twice before it's just able to be taken there on the far sideline. I'm not sure who that was. It might have been Bailey Tooth. No, sorry, that was Isaac Morris who ended up filming the kick. It's now Illawarra on second tackle. They attacked through Morn, and now they try and bring it up once more, but it's ended up being ruled forward here. Ruling from the touch edge of a far sideline, I believe. The pass has just shot a bit too far forward out of dummy half, and that means it'll be a scrum feed here to the Tigers, and it's a big chance here for the Tigers. We've talked about the earlier advantages. Now we've got an opportunity to see whether they can capitalise on this one. When you've got a good territorial advantage, after an opening set has an error or they end up coughing it up, you've got to be able to capitalise on it. There's Braden Lee, dummies, and then goes out to Muir. Now they go out with a long ball to Payne, and Payne just decides he'll just fend off one, offloads it out there. It was risky as Turler was there, but Antoine claimed it well, and Payne will run it out of dummy half inside the 20. No, he's just kept out of there. The Illawarra defense keeping themselves firm here. Smith sends it out to Lee. Lee to Parker, and Parker drives forward using his legs well, and he's tackled there. I believe that's for free now. as he plays it back, goes out to Smith. Smith goes to Varga. Varga to Rapatoni, who tries to push through Morris, but the defense swarms, and they stop him inside the 10. Smith, ball out there to Varga. Varga, the long ball out there to Jay Kirk of the Camden round. His first touch is bringing it inside, but he's just going to have too many defenders around him.
11 up,
This last tackle now. Sweeney backs into the in goal. They go short through Bishop. He tries to get over, and it seems like he has. The touch judges like it, the Tigers like it, and the referee signals that Kavan Bishop gets himself a try, and that equals things up. 4-4 now between the Illawarra South Coast Dragons and GSR West Tigers, with the Tigers at a kick to come, and an early lead which they've so desperately wanted in most of their games. They can now try and take one here. We just saw there, errors can be so vital in just changing the complexion of the game. That forward pass ends up giving the Tigers a set. They capitalise on it. They score on the last tackle with a great run from Bishop. They really tried to spread it wide, and it was a good run from Jay Kirk as well. It was a bit of an awkward ball as it looked like it could have been forced out, but he brought it inside, did well to bring it back in, and then they were able to just dive over through Bishop. As Jack Collins here is a man to line up the kick through the post here. A lovely view of Shellharbour. It's quite a picturesque ground here, really. As Collins lines himself up, takes a step back, puts a boot through it, and the flags go up, and the Tigers have the lead, 6-4 with a Jack Collins kick, and now it's really game on here in this first half of the Andrew Johns Cup. Don't forget that if you want to catch any of these other games live, we know we have a double header in Harden coming up in, I believe, over an hour's time. You can catch that on Facebook, YouTube, and on our website, crlnsw.com.au. As Isaac Morris, the man to line up the kick, has actually lined it up about half a metre short of the line here. Referee won't mind that, though, as he puts it high up toward that far sign, and it's marked well, I believe that is by Jay Kirk, and they attack it well once again. Great run from Jack Collins, the goal kicker. Smith sends it to the right side this time, now through, I believe that's Rapatoni. He's going to get it up on second tackle. Bishop got a nice ball there, was well aimed from Smith, and the ball pops loose, but it's ruled that it's gone out forward. Good hustle there from the Tigers, making sure that they hop onto that ball and don't let Illawarra just capitalise on it. We saw that, I believe, in a previous game. In week 1, actually, I believe it was. The ball pops out, and Trey Stewart was a man from the Narrow Colts to hop onto it and then just run it all the way back for an eventual try, I believe. So it looks like one of the players, I believe that's Josh Turler, tying up the laces as Illawarra prepare a scrum feed here. They'll pack in. Goes in through the legs, and they'll send it out. Wall Hyde ended up knocking that one, and it might have been knocked forward by Nether, and was. That ends up being a big error just off a scrum feed. And that ends up being an incomplete set for Illawarra. And just after that, the Tigers get the ball right back as they'll pack in here. Bishop will line up in the hooker spot. So we're going to have Smith in at lock, as they like to do. Antoine is also packed in. We're going to have the running forward, as we see most players do now. And it doesn't look like that was fed in properly. Didn't go in through the gap between the legs of the Illawarra player and the West player. And instead just went through purely the gap of the front rower there. It's fed through properly this time. Smith sends it out to Varga, and they'll go long here through Kirk. Had Weir on his outside, and ended up being brought down just short of halfway. Kirk will play it back from Weir. Weir will take it out of dummy half, and he just wrapped up there well by the number 11, Ethan O'Connell. Weir plays it back. Now they go to Collins, and Collins will drive it through, tries to get through in a sow, but is wrapped up there with the help, I believe, Lawrence Foy. He'll play it third tackle. Smith sends it out to Rapatoni. Rapatoni almost burst through there. Was getting through a tackle of O'Connell, but is eventually brought to the ground, 20 out from the Dragons line with the help of Turler. Now they go out to their first change, Connor Martin, and Martin attacks well. It's the fifth and last now. Big opportunity for the Tigers. Can they earn a repeat set or score? That's what they're aiming for here. Score objective A. Repeat set objective B is a grubber kick in from Lee is good enough, and Patterson just ends up having to ground it in the in goal for a goal line dropout. They do have a repeat set, Objective B is earned. And you can see, well, we could hear it out there, I believe. It was the Illawarra boy just talking about body language, making sure they stay upright and knowing that they can play it. And Sweeney did not whistle, I believe, that they could start it up once more, as Fisher with not the greatest of kicks there. Probably why he will be in the second row, but nonetheless, still impressive length on it.
Stay behind.
As it looks to be Lawrence Foy to be taking the drop out. Now the whistle sounds and Lawrence Foy drops it up high. And it's taken by Smith, 30 out. He gives it off now to Collins, and Collins tries to muscle his way past Hurler as will be wrapped up 22 out from the line. He plays it back for Smith. Smith goes back to Rapatoni, and Rapatoni almost through, but he's tackled just 10 out. Now Rapatoni to Smith. Smith gives it out to Martin. Martin dances past the tackler, but is eventually wrapped up and brought to ground. Very close to the line there. Good tackling from Morn and Morris. Plays it back. Eventually, Smith will try and just dive over himself, and he's going to get himself through there. Just waiting on the touch judge. And Brian Sweeney whistles for a try, and the Tigers now up 6 points. A big opportunity for them now. And the Tigers 10. And the Illawarra South Coast Dragons 4 with a kick to come. Likely to be taken here by Collins again, and is. Just see there, again, errors dictate the pace of the game. It's been, we had the opportunity there for the Dragons to attack earlier on, but they ended up losing it off the scrum. I believe it was Walhar who made the error. And then the Tigers got an opportunity, capitalised on it by earning themselves a repeat set with a great grubber kick from Braden Lee, and from there, it was really just clinical football. Ended up getting them over. Cooper Smith with that little dummy half jink. You can see it often in those short metre situations, really, short yardage, whatever you prefer in distances, as Collins lined himself up. Just got to be able to score at that goal line. And they're able to do that with the Tigers. As Collins takes a step back through his routine. It's a tough kick, but he's just put it away to the right. And that'll keep the score at 10-4. Collins still couldn't be happy with himself there. It was a great power kick, but unfortunately it's a tough angle from there. And also the wind is blowing a bit against him, so the crosswind would affect him a little, as Morris looks to kick off once more. This time Sweeney wanted to place it on the line. Make sure he's got it this time. Right in the centre there. Sweeney will check for the offside as he whistles for play to get underway once again. This time he kicks towards the near side of a broadcast end, as that kick was taken by Collins. It is wrapped up there. One of the new interchanges, Jared Hendry, is on. That's taken out of dummy half there by Antoine, and Antoine gets about 8 metres before it's wrapped up there. Smith takes a little run out and then gives it off to Parker, but unfortunately players are offside there, just got out of there too early. That results in a penalty given there by Sweeney, just in the centre of the park, about 4 metres short of halfway for the Tigers. Smith will aim for touch here, but he might have put a little too little on that. No, he's got through it. Ends up pinning them. Well, getting the restart at the 35. It looked a bit low, a bit of a line drive, but thankfully it was able to beat Bailey Toofier on that left wing, and ends up being another restart for the Tigers. I'll keep it going here. Cooper Smith will send it out to Martin. Martin had to react quickly there as attack. Martin Nassau was out there almost immediately to meet him. He plays it back. Smith. He sends it back to Varga. They'll go to Rapatoni, and Rapatoni was met well there in the tackle there by Jordan Morn. Now we'll go to the left side through Varga. Varga tried to go himself, but is wrapped up well there by O'Connell. He plays it back. I'll send it out long to Lee. Lee will try and go over himself here, but Byron was there and they swarm to him. William Webber's also on here for Illawarra South Coast. They'll send it out, but a penalty has been blown here. It's going to be, I believe, incorrect play of the ball. And is. Good call here from Ryan Sweeney, making sure we crack down on incorrect play of the balls and ends up giving a penalty away. And that's unfortunate for GSR. Just got to make sure they keep things slow and methodical next time, as Morris aims it for touch and has done well with that one. Going into the stands there, but getting about 15 metres on the kick. Mon will take the tap and he sends it out to Morris. Morris will go to the forward pack with Lawrence Foy. And Foy is wrapped up. 28 out from their own line. Now they go out to Webb. His first touch of the game here. The Kiyama boy, one of two representatives. No, three representatives perhaps. Cooper Lee is the 18th man. Now we go out to Patterson on the right edge, but he's wrapped up well there by Fisher. Fisher was holding him down there and, yep, didn't let him play it. And unfortunately, that will be a penalty against Aiden Fisher and the GSR West Tigers. Morris aims to touch once more, this time towards the broadcast end. And that flies out, 43 out from the Tigers line. But Hap was taken a bit far back from Nizzard. Now they go out to Walhart, spreading the ball this time. And getting in the centre of the park here. That's through Logan Stubbs, number 15. Now they try and push through once again on that left side. They've got Tangata out there now. Now they attack, I believe again, that's through Logan Stubbs, excuse me. This is wrapped up eventually by Lee. Stubbs sends it back to Nassau. Now they'll go to the left side. They try and attack it here through Hendry, but pass is ruled to have gone forward here. Rolling was made on that near side, I believe. And that ends up being Tigers' feet and chance missing there for Illawarra. See a fair few errors throughout this game, to be honest. It's been tough for them, but with 22 and a half minutes being played, definitely see, I think we've seen 4 or 5 errors so far, so fairly stock standard really, but it's been good so far. Scrum feed is one here, but a whistle sounds. Was there a hand in there? I believe the signal is that the first knock on was Illawarra, so we'll just repack the scrum. Not sure if they were actually allowed to reach that hand in, if they were, because that would technically be a differential penalty. That's one in the scrums. Smith had not packed him properly there, so they'll have to reset that one. Not long to play in this first half as they packed him properly now. They'll feed it out. Smith sends a long ball this time out to Varga, and Varga's met well there by Webb. And is brought down. About 19 out from his own line. And now they try a dummy half run. This time from Obaye, was just caught there by Hendry. Now they'll send it out to, I believe that's Fisher there, and the 11. And he's wrapped up well once more by Stubbs. Now they go on the right side, third tackle now. Martin sent that ball in there. Now they're tackled 10 out from halfway. And now a 40-20 attempt here from Cooper Smith. Does he have the distance? He does. That was from inside. Is it?
And here he goes, tap in here, it's controlled.
So I'm not sure where the handover will be taken from, but nonetheless, big opportunity. Yep, you can see Sweeney has the mark there. And a great 40-20 from Cooper Smith. He saw the opportunity. 2 foot a bit too far up, and that ends up costing them. And they're trying to attack it hard here through Malga, the big forward who's been so instrumental for them in their big runs. They plays it back. Cooper Smith. And they might be over here. No, they're not quite. Just tackled. They have to take a couple steps back. Send it out to Rapatoni. Rapatoni tries to get himself through the line, but they're great in defence there. Good Rappa there. Now they're going to go to the left side here through Lee. Lee sent it out to Fisher. They had numbers, but they didn't capitalise on it. A good tackle there from Jordan Walhart. 4th tackle. They'll go short side this time. Smith, grubber kicks it, ends up bouncing back into the hands of Fisher. And Fisher might be held up here. He is. I'm not sure if that was played out there by a Dragons play. If it was, we're going to have, I believe, 0 tackles that went forward, or we're going to have last tackle here. Let's see what the signal is from Ryan Sweeney. It's last tackle, so it was not played at. Lee, he'll try and go himself, send an inside ball this time. It's for Kirk, but Kirk is going to be held just short. And that'll be 6th tackle for a changeover. And Illawarra do well with a goal line stand. Looks like one of the players is hurt. Time off is signaled. It does mean that we will have a bit of time remaining in this first half. As the trainers run out there. It's a tough injury Not sure who it was to. I believe that's Isaac Morris who's down. It looks like he's clutching the right knee. Both teams' trainers have run out now. Looks like Kirk is headed back out to the wing. It looks like he was taking a bit of a fullback role temporarily there. Nonetheless, break in play. So we just hope that the Illawarra player is okay. Patterson must be consoling. As we wait and see now. Looks like just being treated there by the orange trainer. We don't have the, that's the Kathleen Fox. Got some good trainers out here. All of them qualified, all of them ready and willing. It looks like he's okay. Just a bit sore. It'll be okay to play it. Fisher lines up in marker. They get things underway once more. Patterson with an aggressive run out of dummy half with the time off giving him some energy, but he's brought down about 12 outs from his own line on that right side, and a good little jink there from dummy half. I believe that's from Wellington, but he's dragged towards the sideline, but he went out, and he was out before the held call. Harley Nizza with the man dragged over, and that's unfortunate. But great defense from the Tigers. They saw how close the sideline was. Nizza tried to catch them on that short side and try to take off, but the defense was alert, and Lee, one of the defenders that was tackling, I believe Tangata was in there as well. They did well to bring him down and win themselves the ball once again. We're up 6. They might try and go up 7 here. Try to make it a 2-score game. I'll probably go for the try here. Go for it all. Make things 14-4 or perhaps 16-4 as Muir didn't really have many men out there and ends up being driven back, held 30 out. Needs to be released now. But it's ruled a knock on, and it was forced there by Morris. Wiz just wondering what's going on. Thought that Morris had the hand in, but the ruling from Sweeney is that it was lost. We'll see how play continues from here. Looks like we will have a scrum feed, yes. 30 out from the Illawarra line. Illawarra's feed. Weir needs to pack in here. Try and get us underway once more. As the whistle sounds, looks like they didn't have some proper players paddling at it. Nonetheless, they bring it back out, and now they get it out. I'll send it to Nizza. Nizza almost breaks through and does now. It's almost through there, but Muir was able to wrap him up well. Fisher was there just to slow him down. That's still effective in bringing him down. Wellington sends it through the halfway and ends up getting into Tigers territory. Is brought down. Now send it to the left side. They went through Morris, and now they try and fend off. I believe this is through 2. Might be someone else here, I'm not sure. Didn't quite catch a number or a good look of a player. Nonetheless, they line up a dummy half, and now we go out. Nassau with that shovel pass out to Webb. Very easy to recognise him there in that colourful headgear. I'll play it back now. I'll send it out long. They go out now to Lawrence Foy, and Lawrence Foy just pushed over Tangata. Did well there. And we brought down less than 20 out. They send it now with a little inside-outside ball, and now they go out. They might have numbers here. They try and attack here through Nizza. Nizza is short. And it's, well, actually 6 tackle there, so that means changeover for the Tigers. I didn't even recognise that it was last. I didn't hear the call there from Ryan Sweeney, but nonetheless, that's on me. As now a tackle is made on Tangata. He's wearing 17. And they run it out of dummy half. It's Braden Lee, the 5'8", trying to get through there, but is brought down by Logan Stubbs. Not long of his half now, and is ruled to have knocked it on. Stubbs trying to get into Lee's head with that pat, but they'll end up coughing it up, the Tigers, and now a chance to perhaps tie this game up and bring it to within 2 points. As it looks as if it'll be Walha to make the feed. Again, you have Nassau lining up at lock. I'd like to have that running dummy half. But the siren has sounded, and that will mean they won't get that opportunity. And so the half ends, and the players will head back into the dressing rooms with the Tigers up 10 points to 4. The tries were scored by number 9 Cooper Smith, and I believe it was also number 6 Brandon Lee, but we need to double check on that. And Jack Collins was 1 of 2. Joshua Turler was the man to score the try for the Illawarra South Coast Dragons, and Harley Nizza 0 of 1 with his goal kicking. During halftime, we'd like to thank our sponsors and partners. Our major sponsor at SLE Worldwide Australia, our broadcast partner at Bar TV Sports, and our partners at Anytime Fitness and Victor Sports. We'll be back very shortly with coverage of the second half of the Andrew Johns Cup. And welcome back to our coverage of the Andrew Johns Cup here live on Bar TV Sports. I'm Zale Atkins, and you've missed an exciting first half of football. If you're just joining us, the GSR West Tigers currently holding a 6-point lead. There was some great play early on. They've capitalised on errors, made some good repeat sets as they jog out here. Looks like we're going to start up shortly as the PA sounds for it. And now out comes the Illawarra South Coast Dragons. They're actually being led out there, not by their usual captain of Jordan Morn, but instead by number 15 Logan Stubbs. Two of them do share a junior league team in Albion Park Oak Flats, so at this point it's not quite junior league. They are under 16s. You know, with our local leagues, we start on the Sunday for under 16s and here on, but nonetheless, these boys looking to make themselves a big name here in this junior rep side. And they're looking to play some great football here as Ryan Sweeney holds them up, gets us underway with a second half. Cooper Smith kicks it out long towards that right sideline of Illawarra as they attack through Braith Lawrence Foy, and he's brought down there by Jordan Tangata to start off the second half. He's going to play back. Oh, but it's lost there by Stubbs, and it's ended up being picked up by Rapatoni with zero tackle here, and he's ended up losing it back. And it looks like time off is called here as Stubbs is just limping a bit. And like it didn't come up too well there in that tackle, but there was no advantage, I believe, because it was lost there by Stubbs, been picked up by Rapatoni, been stripped one-on-one by Illawarra, but that's unfortunately not going to be an Illawarra play. Instead, the Tigers will get the feed. There's no advantage.
Wait for the out.
As they look to pack in here, looks like Mauga's going to be in that front row. Varga choosing to take around the other side with Smith at the lock. Got to fit it in properly here. And he gets it out to Smith. Smith goes to Lee, and Lee gives it out. I believe that is number 3, Brendan Antoine, on that left side, who took it up. And he ends up giving it off to Mauga in 15. And big prop forward, almost able to get himself through there, but is brought down eventually on the second tackle. Smith looks to his right, will go that way, goes out to Varga. Oh, that Tangata is Tangata. Tangata will be brought down a few metres short. Smith will look to his right once more. Martin end up spilling it, and it's picked up. And the play is diffused after the Mauga pickup, as it was knocked on there by Connor Martin. Unfortunate there. An error met with another error, and now Illawarra with an opportunity to try and bring everyone own goal and get some territorial advantage. Perhaps they can get a 40-20 like Cooper Smith got. That was a great moment for him. We've seen great plays made out of him throughout this tournament, really. The Andrew Johns Cup could be a possible contender for the best and fairest medal, which I named after CRL life members. Don't remember them off the top of my head currently, but I will let you know of that shortly as I bring it up forward through Wellington, the Illawarra South Coast Dragons, and then they try and attack through Nizza. It's brought down there by Braden Lee. As now they go to the left side to William Webb. And Webb gets an offload out to Patterson, and Patterson's going to try and take off here. Fisher got round there. Behind the back offload from Patterson. He went out to Nassau, but Nassau is eventually wrapped up by Muir. The Tigers get back and help defense. Ron Lanesbury medal, by the way, was the medal I was thinking of that perhaps we could see a nomination for. Is another great attack from Webb. And he almost gets through. There's a good attack here now for Braith Lawrence Foy, who's gone over. And they're going to bring things right back even, possibly here. Still the kick to come here, but nonetheless, the Illawarra South Coast Dragons 8, GSR West Tigers 10. Illawarra kick to come. Was a great run through there by Lawrence Foy as he just got through there, put the step on, accelerated, and dove over for the line. He's done well here so far, Braith Lawrence Foy. He's been great in defence and good in attack with strong, enterprising runs. Has created a lot of space for them, really. We saw there Patterson, great playmaking ability with a little jink through, beating tacklers, and then the behind the back offload. Just have it back to Giovanni Nassau. Just great awareness from him as well, as we see the kick is lined up here by Isaac Morris, the halfback number 7 of the Illawarra South Coast Dragons. takes his steps back and looks to be putting this one through the sticks and equalising things at 10 apiece. Can he put this one through? He steps back, the run forward, and that time he's got it. Dead centre. Great aim there as Ryan Sweeney puts a hand up. The signal of a goal. It's now 10 apiece between the Illawarra South Coast Dragons and the GSR West Tigers here at Ron Costello Oval in Shell Harbour. This looks like Rory Muir doesn't look in... It might be just tying the laces here, but he's still down there. Yep, he's fine. Well, he's just down there in the end goal. Wasn't sure if he was okay, but he is good. As Cooper Smith will be the man to put the kickoff up into the air. As he sets it down on the tee. Sweeney gets us restarted. And they time their run well, the Tigers, as it's high out towards that sideline once again, and it's taken there on that outside flank by Jordan Morn, and Morn is tackled there by Lee. That's the first now, and they're going to go out to the left side, this time for Wellington. Wellington is brought down after a good 7 or 8 metre run. He sends it out. Now they go back. This time it's to Lawrence Foy, a recent try scorer. He plays it back. And now it's going to be an attack through Turler. Turler tries to run at Malga, but Malga did well and was able to bring him down with the help of Smith around the legs. That's so crucial, getting those around the legs tackle. A kick out there. That's a good penetrating one from Morris. Muir had to let it spill a little longer, but he's lost the ball, and it's ended up being put down there by Jordan Walha, who forced the error. And it's going to be a big try there for Illawarra, and they are absolutely ecstatic with that. Muir is gutted with himself, and understandably so. Nonetheless, Walha immediately capitalising on that. Muir just let it spill out a bit longer. Could have possibly picked it up sooner and then tried to run it out, but ended up trying to make something out of possible nothing. Maybe could have just taken a repeat step and ended up spilling it. And Walha, possibly the easiest put down of his life, just put the ball down while it's down on the ground. And now it's 14-10. As now it's going to be another kick from Morris, and didn't attempt the first one, so it looks like they've gone to Morris for goal kicking duties. As gives the bottle back to Rodney Morgan, the blue trainer, lining himself up with a kick. Has to make sure they're in line. Sweeney might just make sure he's got that done properly, as the touch judges Matt Reeves and Bailey Warren await it. Looks like Smith actually has a ball in his hand, so they won't need to worry about possibly losing one or having to fetch it again. As now Morris lines it up. And Morris puts the kick up and is just away. So unfortunately, he's missed that one, so it'll still remain 14-10 in favour of the Illawarra South Coast Dragons. They're doing well so far here, both sides really. It's been a great contest, and I've really enjoyed watching this. Some great plays from Cooper Smith and also from Jai Patterson. Good plays in the spine. And did kind of gloss over this, but there is, of course, the Best and Fairest medals, which pay tribute to two of CRL's life members, Ron Lansbury and Tom Nelson, for the Laurie Daley Cup. There's a big opportunity here to try and perhaps cement themselves. You know, in just being a great player is really what it's all about here, making sure you play the best football you can. As now we're going to see them attack through the left edge. As they try and go out now. This is through O'Connell. O'Connell's broken through here. O'Connell's trying to beat Muir. They're going to try and chase him down. Fisher was almost there. Muir got him to the ground. He wasn't wrapped up. O'Connell's still going to keep going. Eventually Antoine gets the arms round him, and he's going to be brought down just a few metres short. Sweeney says get up and play it. It's tackle one. Patterson. Well, not sure if it was actually that, but nonetheless, they're going to try it. It's going to be Hendry. Is Hendry over? It's going to be held up. The touch judges weren't happy with it, and neither was Ryan Sweeney. And they're going to send it back. That was desperation defence after O'Connell. I believe that was actually tackle one. My apologies for that. Nonetheless, O'Connell with a big run there. It looks like time off is going to be called here. But it's Muir who's down. We did actually worry about him earlier, but now he does seem to be hurt. He was he tried to get the tackle there on O'Connell during that line break, but ended up not being able to wrap him up, and it was Braden Antoine of the Camden Rams who ended up having to make the play that could have possibly saved this game, really. As it looks like we will be taken off the field here. They'll play the ball now. Goes out to Lawrence Foy, who got one earlier. Can he get a second? Not quite this time round. His last tackle, actually. So it looks like Ryan Bell's going to be coming on here, as now it's going to be Morn who gets over. The captain scores one. It didn't look like they actually had 13 on. Yeah, it doesn't look like they did. Weir was still being taken off. And so the extra man ends up coming back to bite them. And that ends up being a good try of Jordan Morn of Albion Park Oak Flats. And now the score is 18-10 for the Illawarra South Coast Dragons with a kick to come. It looks like Morris will be taking the kick again. And he is. The halfback is 2 from... No, I don't believe it's actually 2 from 2 so far. It's 1 from 2. 1 from 3 on conversion so far, but nonetheless this one's going to be a bit tougher than his previous attempts. It's a bit far out on that right side, on this far end of the ground. See the grandstand on the other side here from the broadcast end. As takes his angle, tries to make sure he aims this one through the sticks, wants to make sure that they make us a 10-point lead. They can do that. They'll definitely be in the driver's seat at Illawarra as he puts it through up, and it is just away. I believe it was to the right there. Just not quite bringing it across enough. It is still tough kicking from that side. I did mention a crosswind in the first half. It does look like that is still blowing currently. Nonetheless, 18-10. And that end-point lead will need to be held on to. It's still 2 possessions, but you can never count out this GSR side. They can score quickly with guys like Cooper Smith and Jack Collins, who stayed off. Now Aiden Fisher will take the kick. I didn't mention earlier I had a bit of a boot on him, and does well with it here. Sends it out, I believe that. Oh, it might have been taken high here. But Byron is going to be playing it on tackle 1. Was not taken high, according to referee Ryan Sweeney. It's now a great run from Joshua Turler. They've got the pack forwards back in, and the starting forwards are going to give them some good meters here. And the pass is called forward here. Touched on the far sideline, was on top of that one, and he stayed back and said, yep, that's forward. And so now GSR get a scrum feed from the southwest region, get themselves on the board. Of course, both of these sides are linked with NRL franchises. Of course, the Illawarra South Coast Dragons with the St George Illawarra Dragons, and the GSR West Tigers with the West Tigers. As we get back underway with scrum feed. Of course, we will hope to see that all of the franchises are aligned with an NRL club for next year. We have the Andrew Johns and Laurie Daley Cups. As the Tigers looking to mount an attack here through Collins, who gets through a tackle, and that's got the boys fired up here from GSR. And Collins is brought down less than 10 out. They look to the right side, Cooper Smith. That's where his eyes went, and it's where the ball goes. It goes to Varga. Varga is wrapped up by Morris. That's Nassau who gets in over the top. He'll play it about 7 meters out. Here it goes back, and now they try to run it over through Malga. Or is that Parker? It might be Parker. It is Parker. In 10, because he's got the headgear on. Now they'll play it back. Smith sends it long to the left side. Lee, quick hands, but he's ended up spilling it. It's now Kirk who sits on top of it. But there's a whistle here. Knocked on by Illawarra is the call here. And that's ended up giving a scrum feed back to the GSR West Tigers. Repeats that opportunity. Just 16 meters out from the Illawarra South Coast Dragons goal line. Big opportunity now for the Tigers. We've talked about it all. You've got to capitalize on this. Got to make sure that you make the most of these opportunities deep in the opponent's territory. Varga sends it out to Kirk. Kirk goes out to Ryan Bell. Bell tried to shoot through there. He had Elbaye in support, but couldn't quite use him. There's good usage there. It's now Elbaye. He'll take it out of dummy half. Tries to take on Patterson, but he's going to end up being wrapped up and brought closer in field. Smith looks to his left, goes left, now to Tangata. Tangata's going to push forward, and he gets himself over the line. Great run there from the Western Suburbs forward, and the West Tigers have brought it back to within 4 points, 18-14 with a kick to come, and they could definitely make this 18-16, and game on between the Dragons and the Tigers. We've got to hand it to Jay Kirk. I believe it's his first game here for the GSR West Tigers, at least for this season, and he's made the most of it. He's had some good touches, made some good runs across field, used the ball well and handed off nicely. At that time they were almost able to get through there. They had a buy-in in support for Ryan Bell, but he couldn't quite get through there. If he gave that offload away, perhaps he would have gotten it, but nonetheless, they do still score a try, but it's through Jordan Tangata, the forward. As now Jack Collins looks to put this one through and make things 18-16. They will still be down here, but nonetheless, bringing it within 2 points. If they get a penalty in Illawarra territory, then they could definitely make this a tied game. And if they score a try, I'll take the lead here. Good opportunity to make it 4 points on the back of it, as Collins easily puts that one through. He's put that out into the car park. Hopefully it doesn't hit mine, as the score is now changed from 18-14 to 18-16. Illawarra South Coast Dragons with that 2-point lead. The touch judges run back to make sure they get back on the kickoff. They've got to be real quick on that one, because there can be some very quick restarts as Patterson looks to restart play with the kickoff. A couple of interchanges made. Looks like Giovanni Nassau's come off there. And on comes... Oh, that might have gone a bit too deep. So it might have bounced as well. We'll see what the call is. It's goal line dropout, so it did get a bounce. And that does mean a repeat, well, quote-unquote repeat set, but nonetheless, a goal line set here. There's a big opportunity now for Illawarra to counter after conceding those points through a try of Jordan Tangata. That dropout was almost going to go over the line and give the Tigers a ball through a scrum feed, but it was taken well there by Jordan Morn. 18-16. Now they play back now to Ben Byron.
18 Illawarra, 16 GSR.
And now they'll go out. They do have the 14 on. His come on now. Now they're going to try and attack here. O'Connell, can he get himself over the line? The Tigers defenders are swarming in here, and they've got him short. 14 is Luke Millard, so he is playing in this one. Now Josh Turler, Kirk shot out there to try and stop him. And it looks as if he's got over. Turler has. The try is signalled. He just got himself over the line. It was a tough one there. A lot of players involved in the tackle, but Turler just got himself over the line. Big effort from the lock. And the boy also from Western Suburbs has got himself a try, his second of the game. And now that makes the score, I believe, Illawarra 22, GSR West Tigers 16, and the kick, which is to be taken here by Jai Patterson. So Isaac Morris relieved of his kicking duties, and he'll be just walking back with the boys now, as Patterson will line himself up. Looks to be about 22 in from touch, so about 12 metres from the black dot. So not a difficult kick, this one, by most standards. So he should be able to make things an 8-point game in 2 possessions, which will be crucial for this Illawarra side to be able to hold on to this lead. I'm not sure if they will be recording their 3rd or 4th win in this one, but if they do, then they're definitely with a chance for qualifying for the semi-finals. The flags go up for the Jai Patterson kick. He makes it 1 of 1 for number 1, and score will now be 24 Illawarra, 16 GSR. As the players jog back, Patterson will probably need to get back quickly here, but he's going to line up in the infield. Collins, the Mittagong prop, has been the signature goal kicker and has done well with his kicks, as Collins will put that one deep towards the left of him, and that one's taken there by Illawarra and handed off, I believe, to Ben Byron, and Byron's making great meters and ends up getting him 29 out of their own line on tackle 1, and they go quickly. They want to put the pressure on the Tigers. They want to be unrelenting and get some early territory, because once you get that territory, they're much less likely to score here, as they've scored a lot from short field situations. They send it out to Nizza. Nizza's got 2 on his outside, looked to him once, twice, but then ended up giving it up there. Kirk's got to roll away out of that play ball. No, sorry, that wasn't Kirk, that was Varga. Didn't quite see the number. That charging run there, and Bell met it well. That run from Ethan O'Connell of Kiama as Walha had to step around one of the players rolling away. Now we go out to Taylor. Taylor lost the ball and ends up coughing it up. That's unfortunate for Josh Taylor. He's been playing well, has 2 tries to his name, and perhaps been the man of the match here for Illawarra with those tries, but nonetheless, Illawarra South Coast now have to try and hold their line. That's the biggest opportunity, because they do not want to give up points here. Make things into a 4-point or 2-point game, and then allow this GSR side right back into the thick of things. It's going to be Jay Kirk, who has moved to the fullback spot. Rory Moore is still off and will likely be out for the rest of the game. We don't have word on that. We have to hope that Rory is okay. That's going to be second tackle now for the GSR West Tigers. Now it's going to be Parker who runs it forward. One of 2 Appen Dogs forwards in this lineup, but he's lost it. And the error was forced there by, I believe, Josh Taylor once again. We saw him getting a nice hug there from Walha. That's one of the big things about these representative sides. They come from all different places. Kiama, Collegians, Dapto, Milton Ulladulla, Moss. Well, that's on the side of Illawarra South Coast. And then for GSR, Mittagong, Mossvale, Camden, Appen, Ingleburn. And they have to form a strong camaraderie between them. And that's going to be the biggest opportunity for them, as more than 7 backs were lined up there for GSR West Tigers. So Jay Kirk packs into lock. And a little run here. They went to Nizza off that pass from Morris, a little shovel pass. Fisher trying to roll out of there, and does. Plays it out for Webb, and Webb is wrapped up well and didn't get many meters on that one. Good solid defense from the West Tigers with that line speed. Ben Byron, the blonde head forward, running it up well now. He plays it back. Now they'll go out through Millard. Went to Webb, back to Millard, now to Morris. Morris to O'Connell. O'Connell's tackled by Bell, who's having to play in the centres. And play it back, and now it's going to be Webb off the ball from Millard. And oh, the ball actually went out there to Walhan. Walhan's lost it. It actually kicked forward by Patterson, but it was thought to have been knocked on. And Patterson, I think he knew it, but he went over to score the try and then put the hands up like, what are you doing? Nonetheless, ran swinging with a great call there. Was right on top of it. And saw that Walhara lost it after a ball and popped free. And there was out of the tackle on O'Connell. But unfortunately, we don't have replays or that sort of benefit here. As now the Tigers are being pushed all the way back to their own goal line. They get a scrum feed and they send it out to the left side through Lee, now to Kirk, and Kirk dummies and goes himself and is tackled after a short advance. Now they go out to Antoine out of dummy half, who was hit hard there. That was, not sure who that was actually. Might have been one of the second rowers there. May have been Ben Byron actually. But nonetheless, a good tackle, and now an advancing run here from Parker. As Parker gets him down. The tackle initially from that one was actually Liam Lynch. Haven't seen much of him, but he did well with that one. Braden Lee with a little show and go, and then Lee was wrestled to the ground. Balls popped out, and it's ended up being an Illawarra feed, yes, and the ruling is knock on. And the scrum will be held on the Tigers 40. Big opportunity now here. We've got the opportunity for, well, I'm using the word opportunity a lot here, but a chance for Illawarra to extend that 8-point lead, I believe it is that now. As they pack in, Morn has to line up in the second row, so we will have that running forward. It's William Webb. They go out, it's to Morris, and it is to Webb. They go to that running forward. Now they go back to Morris. Morris goes out to Nizza. They might have numbers here, they do not, but they're going to try and go through it anyway. Nizza ended up being tackled there by Bellinel Bae. And he'll play it back to Patterson. Patterson, short ball to Tooth. And Tooth tries to run it through, but can't quite get there. There's all Varga not quite rolling away there, but nonetheless has to get himself back up and into the thick of things. Turlow is the man to be tackled there. Good challenge from Cooper Smith, not allowing him to get any more meters. As there's a pass out to Morris. Morris out to Patterson. Patterson tries to go through. We just saw the PA call, I believe it was 7 minutes. All they have left to spare. And the Tigers will need to make sure we can get this ball back. Hold out Illawarra. They do not want to be down 12, or especially 14 points into a 3-possession game. That's a great take on the grubber kick by Braden Lee. Morris almost penetrated through there, but Lee was the suspect to it. And he ends up getting through there. Apologies for the stuttering. It's now a good run. The Tigers is met by an even better tackle from O'Connell. As now Obaye tries to attack again, but it was taken high there. I think that's a call from O'Connell. Sorry, not the call is against O'Connell, the call is from Sweeney, and I believe the correct call there is Smith will look to find touch here on this broadcast end, just sails out, just in touch there, past the Tigers 40. Obaye will send it to Smith, who will take the tap, and he'll likely send it to his left side. He has a few players lining up on that end. No decoy run this time, just easy and short to Collins, who tries to send a big challenge out there to Morris, but they're up to it. Sends it out. Now it's the Rapatoni who's come back on. Be brought down. You can see Lawrence Foy is in there with a tackle. We highlighted him earlier. He's been great in defense and is showing it well again. Tooth is actually shooting up in defense here. They attack that right edge. Bishop now. He's come back on. And he's going to almost try and burst through here. 3 defenders in that tackle. Morris was there. So was O'Connell. And they're going to bring him down. But it's ruled it's lost. May have been lost from the hand of dummy half Smith. There are a couple of players obstructing my view here up in the stands, but nonetheless, there will be an Illawarra feed about 27 metres out, 28 maybe, from their own line, as will be fed in here by Morris.
14 is going early.
It looks as if they will be organising a running forward once again. They've got Millard there, but I believe he's playing in place of Giovanni Nassau as a utility hooker. And they don't actually have an acting half. And they have to get another player in. Ryan Bell packs into the scrum at lock, and make sure they actually have the numbers, because otherwise it would be a differential penalty for having more than 7 backs. Patterson will make the flanking run. As Millard sent the ball out, not sure who to. It may have been, no, it wasn't, not Liam Lynch, but now I go to Ben Byron. Oh, it was Lawrence Foy, running forward of that play. Now second tackle here, Byron. They've beaten all the play, there's no marker in, but Martin shuffled in there eventually. Lawrence Foy tackled well by Bishop, just short of halfway. Smith in there as well, making sure he doesn't get any advances with the arms. There's now Turler. He's been aggressive so far with strong, comprehensive runs, and he does so well here, pushing into the Tigers 40. Little dummy left goes right now. Millard, he sends it out to Morn. Jordan Morn almost tries to get through here, but he's wrapped up eventually by Payne. Is he forced out? He should just be held here. And eventually the call is held for the last tackle. Now an opportunity, Millard. Millard putting in a penetrating grubber kick. Obaye the man to sweep in. He's just got to hold on to this one. Make sure that he doesn't give away another try like we did previously. And then end up making things a goal line dropout for the Tigers. Not long left in this game now. About 3 minutes, less than even. Now a big opportunity to try and earn that repeat set, get some more points differential, because it does feel like this game is a foregone conclusion. But anything can happen in this great game of rugby league, is have to run forward to take that dropout, and it's sent out to Byron. Byron tries to get through Smith, but it's ended up being wrapped up there with the help of Bishop. Bishop will roll away. Kirk gets back in the marker, but a penalty is blown here. It came up as 3 units. I talked about this in previous weeks. They might look to take No, they don't take the kick. Instead, they'll just tap it. They'll go to Lawrence Foy. Lawrence Foy is tackled. May have lost it there, and did. Was ruled to have lost the ball because he pulled the ball down and then just didn't play it. Had a bit of a stumble and a fumble, and that ends up making things into a scrum feed that forms for the GSR West Tigers. 2 minutes to go now here. And now, well, the Tigers are probably going to go for a roll of a dice set here. Maybe go for a 40-20, which will mean that the wingers will have to play back, and then they might try and attack those wings. Try and attack the wings of Tooth and Morn, who's playing out there. They've decided to move Wellington into the centres. There's a feed there from Varga. They'll go left side through Lee. Lee just puts a kick in. It was tapped, I believe, and Patterson was back there for it. They were looking for a desperation play, but they couldn't quite find it. I was hoping they could just catch the defence napping, but they couldn't do it that time. Wellington tries to get it up to the 30. Second tackle now. They'll play it back. Now it's with Lynch, and Lynch with a heaving run and gets a good 10 meters before he's tackled there by Bishop. Bishop gets out of the way. Millard now. Millard to Lawrence Foy. Lawrence Foy is going to be wrapped up here. Final minute or so of the game. Maybe a bit longer on this one. Ball out to Morris, who was right behind him. Turler's going to try and get himself a hat-trick here, but he's shut out there. Just shut out on the last tackle. Plays it back. Ball is bouncing there. It was for Patterson, but it ends up being with Millard. Millard puts up a bomb. There's a lot of players out there, but it's shoved over the dead ball line there. And it looks like there's a penalty here. Yep. I believe the players are offside. Yeah, penalty to the GSR West Tigers. The players on that wing, Wellington and Moore, were too far forward, and that ends up giving the Tigers a big opportunity. Perhaps they can muster something here. You never know with these boys. They can produce some magic. Lee will take the tap. They've got to go fast here. They can't afford much more time to be wasted. That was almost all the way from Tangata, and that would have pretty much spelled the end of the game here. Smith sends it out now. This is, I believe, Rapatoni, and Rapatoni is brought down there. And it's ruled to have lost it, and that'll probably signal the end of the game here. 60 minutes on our watch. But there was some time off initially that was not signalled, so we still do have a little bit of time left in this game. Josh Turler looking pretty content with himself here, as they'll likely pack the scrum for just a few more seconds. Perhaps they'll just let it run out here as they look to pack in here. Fed in and sent out to Millard. Millard will go to the right side. He goes to Nizza. Nizza tries to get through. Tackle, I believe that's from Antoine, but is eventually wrapped up there with the help of Kirk. Kirk will play it back, and sorry, not Kirk, excuse me. It was played back there by Nizza, and now it's going to be in the hands of Wellington for this tackle. Tackle made by Bishop. Now they'll send it out to the left side, and Lawrence Foy. Not long left in this game. Tackle free here. Smith lines up, goes out now. Now it's with O'Connell. They're going to try and put one last on the board for them. It's going to be Bailey Tooth to try and score it. The siren sounds, last play, and they hold them out. But nonetheless, Illawarra will come away with the 2 points here in a great contest between these two sides. At the end of the game, it's going to be Illawarra 24 and the GSR West Tigers 16, an 8-point victory. And a good win there for the Illawarra South Coast Dragons, looking to put themselves in a second place as the players all shake hands. 5 tries to 3 in favour of the Illawarra South Coast Dragons. 2 tries for Josh Turler. 1 try was also scored by Jordan Walhar on a bit of an awkward play. And I believe the other tries were scored by Braith Lawrence Foy and Jordan Morn. The kickers, Jai Patterson, 1 of 1. And then Isaac Morris, number 7, 1 of 3. And I'm not sure who it was. Hug Nizza, 0 of 1 on that attempt. And then the GSR West Tigers, I don't quite have the try scorers with me on this one, but I believe Jackson Parker, Jordan Tangata was one, definitely, I can confirm for you. I'm not sure on the other 2 try scorers, but Jack Collins was a goal kicker and was 2 of 3. I believe he actually did score 1 of the tries, but nonetheless, at the end of this game, we would like to thank our sponsors and partners here. Of course, our major sponsor at SLE Worldwide Australia, our broadcast partner here at Bar TV Sports, and our partners at Anytime Fitness and Victor Sports. We'll be back soon for Laurie Daley Cup match between the Illawarra South Coast Dragons and the GSR West Tigers under Larkins. We'll see you shortly for that contest. And welcome back to our coverage of the Andrew John and Laurie Daley Cup here at Ron Costello Oval in Shell Harbour. We're just about to get underway here with the under-18s Laurie Daley Cup clash. As referee Louis Matheson gets us underway here, we won't actually have time to go through the team list here, but there has been a late change. I do believe that number 7 Ryan Mulvaney has been admitted. That was almost an error there. As a run up there from, I believe it's the number 6. Can't quite tell from this angle. Nonetheless, good. That was actually a number 10. Akima Opeta. As we'll start to learn the names as we go along here. As that ball sent out for Jake Brisbane, the captain. And number 6 and number 8, Oliver Parrish of Berry. The man who's brought down, run out of dummy half from Blake Barbuto of Western Suburbs, who sends out a hospital pass and ends up going over the sideline. The flag goes up, I believe that's from William D'Amato out there on that far sideline to the broadcast end. You have Ryan McCarless on the near side. Nonetheless, we see the scrum feed packed in. Just going quickly through the team list here. GSR West Tigers, number 1, Jacob Paulson of Liverpool Catholic Club. He's the captain. Number 2, Clive Hatterlin of the Termia Tamar Roosters. Number 3, Dylan Oitman of Camden Rams. Number 4, William Saliba of Campbelltown Warriors. Number 5, Alex Mataya of the Mount Anna Knights. Number 6 is Brandon Webster Mansfield of the Campbelltown Collegian. Just getting back to a play here. Number 12, Ryan Vessel of MacArthur Saints. Now it's run up by number 8, Rick Fawn. He is of the Mittagong Lions. There's also number 9, Liam Carr of the Runner Jets. Number 10 is Terrence Stanley Sealau of the Minto Cobras. Number 11 with the ball now is Brendan Bayless of the Mittagong Lions, and he's almost able to get himself over. Number 13 is Michael Goggins of the Picton Magpies. Bryce Earnshaw of the Fermi and Tama Roosters. Townsworth 19. We're not unsure who he is, but nevertheless it's Paulson. Paulson almost trying to get himself through there, just going quickly through them now. Chris Tui-Fu of Western Suburbs in 15. Kai Vorts of the Mittagong Lions at 16 and 17. Vince Romeo of the Fermi and Tama Roosters. Their coach is Jeff Hunt. Sending that to 19. We'll get his name later on. We can't quite figure it out who it is, but we didn't actually hear it announced up here in the booth. We do know that Ryan Mulvaney is out for him though. There's a run up here from Carr, ends up being snuffed out there by the Illawarra South Coast Dragons, so that's going to be 6 tackle and a changeover.
Fellas, 8, give me a step. 8, give me a step. Yep.
You see them guiding there, referee Louis Matheson. And a good tackle there from the Tigers. It was Fawn and Bayless in there. Fawn, I believe this is his first game here in this rep squad. Missed out on the first 3 weeks. That's a good tackle from Wessel. Made him well, and they're keeping them inside the 10 so far. They'll send it out to the right edge. I believe that is Opeta once again in the 10. No, sorry, that's Jeremy Ma'u in 12. As they try and run it up once again. That's a forcing tackle there. William Saliba in 4 doing well with that one. As now we see them, they send out a ball to the left edge. Tackle trying to be made here by Hasselhoon. They can't quite bring him down. And they end up getting up last tackle here for the Dragons. Kicks it up by Brisbane. He's in the 6, and you recognise that long hair of his. Paulson had to go to ground to take it, but he's ended up fielding it 32 out from his own line and tackled. And tackle there from Jay Watling. He's in the 1 jersey for Illawarra South Coast Dragons. Just going through him. Joshua Martin of Firrall. Nelson Sharp also thrilling number 3 and number 4. Isaac Bowman of Collegiate. Maybe Isaac. I'm not sure on that one. Number 5, Mitchell Heffernan of Dapto. As we see a run there from Alex Mataya. Number 7, Liam McPherson of Western Suburbs. We did mention who 6, 8, 9 and 10 are earlier. That's Brisbane, Parrish, Barbuto and Opeta. Number 11 is Charlie Parrish of Berry. Number 12, Jerry Ma'u of Collegians. Number 13, Tierney Luffy of Albion Park Oak Flats. And here's a run here from Stanley Sealau. Number 14 on the bench is James Sarah of Collegians. And Cody Mitchell also of Collegians at 15. Here's a kick from the anonymous half, we'll call him at this point. Taken well by Watling. And Watling is brought down 18 metres out from the line. Good tackle from Goggins. Just finishing off the South Coast team list. Emma Munro of Firrall and Dwayne Williamson of Collegians. Their coach is James Grean. We got through that one as we did have a bit of a delayed start in the commentary here just before kickoff. There's a good tackle there. It's made and a penalty is blown here against the Tigers. Joshua Martin ended up drawing it. Just holding down a tackle there, and Martin doesn't look in the best of shape. Brisbane puts a kick up, and it's a good kick and ends up soaring out. It's about 47 out from the Tigers line, so we're getting into their territory with an opportunity for a big set here. Tap is taken there by Barbudo. Sent out to the left side through two receivers, went to McPherson and then to Luffy. And Luffy is tackled, but it's Luffy, not Luffy. It's L-U-F-E. And he's going to be tackled, as it was tackled 45 out. They go to the left side this time, but the Dragons mounting a great attack here. As he's brought down just outside the 40 there, the Newcastle runner. Who that was Parrish. It's Parrish dummy half to Luffy, and now a quick ball from Watling to Bowman, and Isaac Bowman is brought down just there. A good tackle from, I believe that was the anonymous half at 19. We will get a name on him, by the way, just in the second half. So we can't exactly break from play here currently, as number 10 Akimo Rapeda trying to enterprising run, but can't quite get through there. Now a little grubber kick there from McPherson, but there's too much on it. Ends up going dead. Fielded by Paulson, and is then going to be brought out for a 20 tap. Won't be able to take this one quickly, but he does want to get things started as soon as possible. He wants to try and run it himself, and he's brought down after an 8-meter run by Parrish. That's Oliver Parrish, by the way. It was Charlie Parrish in 11, so we've got two brothers from Berry, and the only representatives from Berry in this side. Well, at least in this 18 that we have named here. Now a run here from Mataya, the winger hit up. He sends an offload out to Carr, and Carr is just tackled on halfway here. And did well with that one, but unfortunately couldn't get through the rest of the defence. And now it's Fawn. Fawn gets inside the 40 and just trying to develop something, and it's a high ball is delivered by the anonymous half in 19. As that ball is fielded by Watling, and Watling gets up to the 18 before he was brought down there. That was a good tackle from Bayless, as they say to attack through the middle, and they'll go through the middle on that second run there. So they're going to roll away from that one. Martin again with a nice winger hit up. We see them a fair bit now in his 18s. There's McPherson that time. Coming it up inside, well, just inside their own 40. That's a run out of dummy half there from Barbudo, and Barbudo gets up to halfway. Referee tries to get them back onside as Brisbane in dummy half. Kick out there from McPherson. Olsen's chasing after it. He's bobbling it a bit, but he did recover it well. Has to fend off McPherson. Goes one way, then goes the other. Bowman tries to wrap him up and ends up being held down there by Heffernan. Results in tackle one. Now it's, I believe that's Stanley Seelau with a big run. Next thing is tackle two, 30 out. And now a dummy half run here from Carr, caught a header napping, and then tried an offload out to Mataya, who knocked it back, and he did recover it eventually, which does mean that it will be an error. No chance for an advantage to be taken there by the Illawarra South Coast Dragons. Still no score here, and a scrum feed to the Dragons, 40 out. So it's been interesting early on. A lot of winger hit-ups early, some good offloads, but nothing really spectacular or trying something creative. But that's good for them. They want to try and start with some classic rugby league, and that's what we're going to see here. And now we see a bit of creativity here from Brisbane. And he ended up receiving that ball from Oliver Parrish. Got them confused there as a Peter. Now tries to make his way through, and is tackled just over 30 out from the Tigers line. He goes out to Barbudo. Barbudo goes to Luffy. Was thinking he was going to be a decoy runner, but they went to him anyway. Now Barbudo once again was wrapped up by Curry dummy half. Got the pass out to Brisbane. Now Brisbane goes out to Watling. Watling with a floating ball out there for Josh Martin, but it was ruled to have gone forward there. A good call from the touch judge on that end. I believe that was D'Amato once more. And then ends up giving the Tiger the scrum feed. I believe that's 10 metres out from their own line. Sorry, just to clarify something there and correct something earlier, Brian McAuliffe is the one in the hat on the far sideline, Bruni D'Amato on the near sideline. We did mess that up earlier, and we apologise for that. Thank you for the corrections here in the commentary booth. As we wait for the feed here, I believe this is from Webster Mansfield in the 6. Nonetheless, they're going to try a run here through 12. Is that 12? I believe that's 12. Ryan Wessel. It is. Just couldn't quite get a good look at him from the angle we're at. And now they're going to try and bring it out. 27 out. That's through. That may have been through Stanley Seelau. It was. It's now an attack that time through Bayless. They're using the forwards well here. Alternating runs. There's now a run here from, I believe that is, yes, it was Fawn. I wasn't quite certain on that one, but nonetheless, they send it out. Now it's through Saliba. Saliba goes out to Mattia. Mattia will try and make his way through. Mattia might actually be Paulson on that edge. It is. And it ended up being brought out. So it was 43 out. Now. And it will be, well, it looks like we're actually going to have spotted a few metres back here, but nonetheless, an Illawarra scrum feed for them and a big opportunity to try and head back now. Don't forget, these halves are longer than what you saw in a previous match. 35-minute halves for the under-18s and 30-minute halves of the Andrew Johns Cup under-16s. Let's see what they can do here in this Laurie Daley Cup match. Oh, bit of a missed feed there. Looks like he didn't feed it through properly, and I'm not sure if that had come out properly there from Louis Matheson, but was called out as it did go through the second row of his legs. I believe that was why the call was made there, is now we have Blake Barbudo trying to run out from dummy half, and a penalty is blown here. Players are offside. As now Brisbane kicks it long. And he'll get a good length on that one, and this could produce some big opportunities here. 22 out from their own line. Tap will be taken here by Bowman. Bowman gives it off to Mau. Mau to McPherson. McPherson to Oliver Parrish. Parrish plays the ball out, sends it to the left side with Brisbane. They like attacking this left edge. It was a long ball and a bit of a wayward one for Sharp. But the Feral centre is brought down. And now go to the right side. They like this spread offense here. They've developed with a little bit of a decoy on there from McPherson, but Oliver Parrish couldn't quite meet him. Sent out to the left side through Brisbane. Brisbane might try and go himself, tries to get through Webster Mansfield. Referee's on there. And he says it's held up. And that'll mean it's going to be 10 metres out now with the Illawarra play the ball. Brisbane will be the one to play it. I believe that's Barbudo in dummy half once more. They send it out. This time to Ollie Parrish. And you had Opeta in support, but didn't utilise him. Last tackle now. They're going to send it out to Watling. Watling may put a kick in. He doesn't. Instead, he just go to Bowman. But there's a penalty here. Offside is a call. Might be an obstruction, actually. Yeah, that's an obstruction call in full effect there. So, interference was made. Running behind a player and Louis Matheson on top of things. And aims for the sideline. Gets it out, 30 out from their own line. A good kick there. I believe that was from Paulson.
We're going to hold the 40, wait for the tap.
I'm not exactly sure if it is or not, but nonetheless. Mattia to take the tap. They've got Mattia. And they've lost it there. It's ended up in the hand of Heffernan. I was going to say that they have Mattia and Oitman on one edge. Then they have Hasselhoon and Saliba on the other. So a bit of an unconventional setup there, but nonetheless, that's what they've gone with. At that time, it's Mau with the run. He plays it back for Barbudo. Barbudo goes out to Brisbane. Brisbane goes out to Watling. Watling to Sharp, and the ball was just claimed there by Martin. He had to reach behind him to get it, but he got it nonetheless, but he ended up being dragged back. That's going to be a play of a ball about 33 out. Kai has to get up quickly. There's now a big run here from the Dragons. Can't quite get through. Not sure if that was Brisbane or not. It was not. As now it's going to be Parrish. Parrish looking to go over here. They think he has. No, it's ruled short. Referee didn't back up in that fashion. Long hospital ball out on Heffernan. They swarmed to him in time. They saw the numbers, but they didn't use it properly. The Dragons, excuse me. Last tackle now with the call here from Louis Matheson. He's played it back. Heffernan to McPherson. McPherson to Brisbane. Brisbane with a chip kick. It's going to be high up, but it's not going to be claimed by anyone. And will end up being a scrum feed, I believe. It will be. 10 out, 20 in from touch in favour of the GSR West Tigers. That's the signal. It's been interesting early on how we've seen, the Dragons tend to have a bit more creativity to their attack with a lot of offloads and trying to spread the ball out wide. Unfortunately, there was a bit of a mess up there on that play, I believe from McPherson. We just saw him trying to spread the ball a bit too much and then just sent out a long ball that didn't end up reaching its mark. We have another change here, so I believe one of the other players has been admitted. I'm not sure who it is. I believe it's one of Earnshaw, Tufua, Warts or Romeo. And we'll just get word on that at halftime once more as we can catch the Tigers' late changes. That run from Stanley Sealau gets them short. Out of a half and 19, out of Vessel. And Vessel is brought down about 44 out from the Dragons line. Now they go out to the half once more. And he's brought down, 35 out for the last tackle. Going to be sent out by Carr to Webster Mansfield, who puts the kick up high. Reaching underneath it was Martin, and he went to ground to try and grab it. They end up trying a little run here, and almost through. He might be through here, Martin. No, it's just been brought down well there by Michael Goggins of Picton. But a penalty is blown here. Here the signal is here from Louis Matheson. Holding down. So trying to slow down that play of the ball, Goggins, that ends up paying the price for it with a penalty. Kick goes out of play about 15 metres from where the penalty was made, so now it's going to be a tap here. It was taken by Watling, but sent out to Brisbane, and now to Opeda. And he's brought down right near the centre of the park here at Ron Costello Oval. They send it out now to McPherson. McPherson goes out to Watling. Watling tries to jink round Vessel and cut the hip, but ended up being brought down there. Tackle was from Stanley Sealau and Goggins.
Forward. Forward passes.
Yep. Forward passes was called there.
Forward pass.
Didn't actually hear a whistle there from Matheson, but nonetheless. William D'Amato, is on the near sideline, as I was recently clarified here. And they're going to have a scrum feed to the Tigers, about 12 metres from halfway. We'll see about the feed. It looks like time off is called here. They had more than 7 backs here, so they've had to pack Ma'u into the scrum at lock. It doesn't mean I think they only have 6 backs in defence. Time on is called. Feed goes in. It's out now, as it was with, in the leg reach of Liam Carr. And that tackle is just on the 40. Now they try a run here. It might be through Earnshaw. I'm not quite going to look here at the jersey number there. It's not Earnshaw in 14. As now they went through Goggins into Bayliss, and Bayliss is held up well. Wrapped up there by Ammon Munro. He's in the 16 there. He rolls away off of a tackle and taken up there by Carr, and Carr sends it out to Stanley Sealau. Stanley Sealau tries to get through the tackle of Barbudo, but can't quite do that, and he's wrapped up about 37 out. And now they go out to the half in 19. Now they go to Paulson. Paulson dummies once, twice, beats McPherson, then beat Ma'u, then lost it, and now it's picked up there by the Dragons. The 0 tackle. It is not, so it's just tackle 1 now. And that run across field from Heffernan, and it is met by a charging forward pack there. Bayliss and Webster Mansfield there to make the tackle, but Bayliss was slow to get up. That meant Webster Mansfield had to make the tackle one-on-one at Marco with the help of Rick Thorne. Now they send it out there to Sarah. I believe it is Sarah. Sarah's brought down just shy of a 40. Brisbane will look to put a line drive kick in, but Olsen was well waiting on that one. He does well to take it. Tries to fend off a defender, but can't quite get through there. We see number 20. Another one of the replacements that we aren't quite aware of who. But now they try and send it to the right edge. That's through Saliba. That was through number 20. Again, don't have a name on him quite yet. Now the Tigers trying to continue this attack, this time through the centre. Decoy run was made there by the number 8, Rick Fawn, and run was then made by Goggins. Goggins plays it back. They go out to the half, and half jinx to Stanley Sealau, but then couldn't make a good play. And they're just being wrapped up by the swarming defenders on last tackle. I'll send it to the left side, Webster Mansfield. Webster Mansfield puts a chip kick in. Watling's well waiting for it, and he does well. It ended up just beating Mattia in the tackle. But Vessel has lost the ball forward, and forward pass is the ruling there. As Matheson did ask a question of William D'Amato. Nonetheless, a scrum feed will form just about 35 out, a little bit closer in actually. There's now, I'll pack in here. We have the usual strategy. Carr will pack in at lock. I'm not sure if they are having the running forward in this time though, but it looks like Bayless is lining up in that spot. Time off is called. It looks like they're actually there are enough players in that pack. I count 14 on here for the Tigers. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, they're 14 on. Not sure if they're aware of this, but I think one of the players has snuck on here. Maybe there weren't enough players in the scrum. Perhaps I'm miscounting, but nonetheless, he's lost it, but there's a penalty blown, didn't let him play it. That's a call against Jay Watling, and penalty is blown here. Just want to double check that. No, it is 13 on, my mistake. But it looks like they're going to take the 2 here. So the Tigers decide the best thing to do when they're in this sort of situation. It's short field, it's about a 26-metre kick, it's near the post. Why not go for the goal kick and put themselves in the lead early on? It is still no score currently in this Laurie Daley Cup match. And don't forget, the Tigers desperate for a first win. They started 0-3. They were blown out twice. Once by Riverina and once by Penrith, and then had an almost last-minute victory, well, a possible last-minute victory against Monaro, but didn't quite end up coming to fruition. It's nonetheless, it's going to be Jacob Paulson here to take the penalty goal. And the Tigers to take an early lead here if he can make this. Let's see how he can do. Don't forget, if it does miss, I do believe we'll have a 20-metre dropout. That's not a goal line dropout, but I'll need to double check the rule book on that one. Don't have it on me. As Paulson lines up. I think some of the players are a bit too close in, but nonetheless, they're giving him the 10 metres he needs. In case of the Dragons, but I think like the Tigers are a bit close. But Paulson puts a good boot through it, and they wave it away. Which does mean, yes, 20-metre dropout is the signal. Yeah, that's the call, 20-metre dropout, so they're going to run back like it's a kickoff. Or a goal line dropout. Organise themselves, spread themselves out across the field. Brisbane will take the dropout, and he sends it end over end, bouncing from the ball to Mattia. And Mattia does well. He runs into a tough challenge, but it's ruled to have lost it. Was perhaps a loose carry, and oh, there's a penalty blown here now. I believe D'Amato actually made the call there. Yep. So it was a stripping the ball penalty. Mattia was saying he had a hand in surely, and he was right in saying that one. And so a deep kick there from Paulson, and that set them up on short field, about 22 out. Paulson will be more to take the tap once more. He waits, gives it out to the half in 19. Again, we don't have a name on him. Now we go to Wessel. Wessel just run up, 12 out. And he sends it out. A bit of the papers are blowing around here. Stanley Sealau tries to get through here. A lot of defenders around. Just ends up being brought down a few metres short. Now it's going to be a pass out from Carr to the anonymous half once again, and then an attempt to go over the line here, just a few metres short from Fawn. Sends it out, Webster Mansfield, and now they're going to try and go over. Are they over? Might be held up. He is not. Not sure of a try scorer here. We'll likely hear it on the PA shortly, though, as nonetheless, the Tigers will be going up 6-0 with that try. Who they kick to come, likely from Jacob Paulson. And just wait on the announcement on that try. It may have been number 4. Okay, we just said it in the PA there. It was Brendan Bayless, number 11 of the Mittagong Lions. Interestingly, he's one of 3 players that were named in the initial starting side. We're not sure if Kai Watts is playing. He might be out though. I believe I see Vince Romeo there on the bench. Yep. So that means that we have 2 replacements. One for Brian Mulvaney. I believe the other one is either for Chris Tuifua or Kai Watts. But we will need double confirmation on that. As Jacob Paulson looks to line this one up. It's going to be a difficult kick for him. He's taking it with that crosswind, but it always seems to kick up whenever a player is lining up for a goal. You tend to notice it a lot more. This time it is blowing around a bit further. Might end up assisting him in putting this one through. He got the penalty goal earlier, so he's 1 of 1 in his goal kicking so far today here at Shellharbour, and let's see if he can put this one through. Big opportunity for Paulson as he goes through his routine, angling himself right to make sure he can put this one through the sticks and give the Tigers a 2-possession or an 8-point lead. Both the same thing really, but they will want to be up by 2 scores. As Paulson line drives it and puts it through. Sorry, it was actually not. He did actually miss that penalty goal. My mistake. So he does pull that one through. So it's actually Tigers 6, Illawarra 0. My mistake on that one. I apologise for that. Unfortunately, my memory isn't the best these days. But nonetheless, 6-0, I believe the scoreline is now. And it is, just looking at the scoreboard here on that Shellharbour, well, near the Beach Street Surf Scene sign there, 6-0. So I did previously mistake for 8-0. Correction, and 2-0 previously. Correction is 6-0 currently. That ball bounces and it didn't look like Vaught's wanted to take it, so it is a replacement for Chris Tuifua, one of the players. The other is for Ryan Mulvaney. That's just confirmation on that, on who is out. We do not have word on who the 19th and 20th men really were for the Tigers, so we will be checking on that at half-time. So, in the 35-minute halves in this one, so a bit longer than the 30-minute halves we saw in the previous game. Stanley Seelow was held down there. That'll be a penalty. Well, it was, sorry, they got up as free as a signal. So free plays of a tackle. They have to get up as 1 or 2 units. They can't come up separately. That's slowing down the play of the ball and results in a penalty. The kick for the sideline to be taken by Paulson. And Paulson goes a bit shallow on this one, and let's get to about 12 metres on it before it goes out of play. Ataya sends it out for Paulson, who takes a tap, and now we get back underway. Kai Vaught's onto the field, and he's going to try and make an enterprising run, but he gets it inside the Tigers 40. Plays it back. Now it's going to be a run from the 19, and a penalty is blown here now. I believe this one is for offside. Let's see what the call is here. Marker was not square, so similar penalty, but different ruling. Nonetheless, another penalty given away by the Dragons, and need to cut down a bit. Need to be disciplined here. They do not want to lose this game, especially at home here, really, I think would be the best way to put it. One of the fans here are from the Illawarra South Coast region as they go out to Goggins. The Tiger, the tackle, that could be called for a dangerous tackle, and it is. There was a lift there. Involved in it was Oliver Parrish and James Sara. It looks like Jake Brisbane wants to have a talk with him. And we'll see what the ruling is here. Yep, going to take 2. As Louis Matheson signals to his touch judges to get ready for this goal kick, and it's about 12 or 13 metres out right in front. Paulson should be money with this one, but we saw he did miss that long kick earlier, just put a bit too much power into it and didn't really focus on that accuracy. Want to make sure that you get those 2 right when goal kicking. As Paulson lines it up. The trainers are out there just having some words for them, making sure they know what they're doing and get a chance to go up 2 scores. Goes really We did previously mistake it as 8-0, but now we could have a chance to see 8-0 here if Paulson can make this penalty kick, excuse me. May have just Freudian slipped there between a goal and a kick. But it's a penalty attempt. On goal from Jacob Paulson of Liverpool Catholic Club. He steps up and converts it beautifully. Out it goes past the little seats there. The Shellharbour Sharks, so that makes the score 8 points to nothing in favour of the GSR West Tigers. And when you have that sort of start early, there's a good chance that you can convert this into a win, and they'll definitely be happy with that one. Away from home, and able to earn themselves a victory. Don't forget, in round 5, the Tigers will take on the Western Rams at Kirker Park in Camden. I will also be there for that game. Seems like they've had my voice on every single one of theirs except for round 1, which is against the Riverina Bulls, as Jake Brisbane lines up this kick. I'm not certain on who Illawarra South Coast will be versing. It may be Penrith, it may be Monaro, it may be Riverina. Nonetheless, you can always check when those games will be on crlnewsouthwales.com.au, crlnsw.com.au, as well as on Facebook and YouTube. If you want to catch all the matches live and on demand, I've used the on demand service quite a few times when I've not been able to watch a game previously because I've been having to drive myself back after a great contest between Penrith and West Tigers was one, Monaro and West Tigers was another. As now we're going to see an attack through the left edge, goes out to Vorts, and Vorts is brought down. Goes out. Oh, there's some risky passes. Mattia got it back out just in time there. That ball was a bit of a wavy one from Oitman, but ended up finding Stanley Sealaw, who pops it out of the back there for Webster Mansfield, and Brandon Webster Mansfield sends it out to the other half, who jinks and tries to go himself. He's got Watling, and he's also got the winger in support. Alex Mattia gonna go over. He puts it down under the post as well after beating Jake Brisbane, and the boys swarm him. The Tigers are absolutely pumped. The body language is so much stronger from them this time, as they now have a lead, 12-0, kick to come, and all the momentum is with them. I just love seeing that. Whenever you see a team that just gets so pumped up after a great play there, it was looking a bit touch and go there, really. Alex Mattia almost forced out there, but forced with desperation, brought out to Dylan Oitman, who got it to Stanley Sealow. Then they played it out once again, got it to the half, and we still haven't got a name on, and he found Alex Mattia in support, who was able to beat Heffernan. And it's going to be Paulson to take the kick from basically right in front here. And that should make this a free score game, as long as he makes this one. 14 points to nothing. Also looks set. The call is 4 to go from the trainers out there for the GSR West Tigers. Matt Burke, Heath or Mark Perryman as that kick goes through. That's their instructions. I believe that's Perryman shouting the instructions there to the West Tigers side. Of course, we do have the same trainers. Oh, no, not quite the same trainer, excuse me. The yellow trainer that we see for the Illawarra South Coast Dragons, I believe he's actually wearing the green, is Matthew Hancock. So they've used the same blue and orange trainers, Rodney Morgan and Kathleen Fox. So there are a lot of people that go into this. You know, we have 550 players in his representative side that play across 23 towns and cities around region New South Wales, and it's a great place here, Shellharbour. It's not going to be the first time here, but it's absolutely beautiful. And there's nothing better to do here on a Saturday morning. Well, I believe it's actually gone into the afternoon now, but still, wonderful time to watch rugby league as we see the number 20 again. Don't have a name on him. He's a replacement for Chris Tuifua. They send that ball out now to Brendan Bayliss, as Bayliss is brought down just short high of the 40. Dummy half run here from Carr. There was only one marker in. That's Dwayne Williamson.
8, stand now. 9 with me.
I'll play it back, and again a run out of dummy half. Again, we don't know the name of the players, players 19 and 20 for the GSR West Tigers. As, Paulson just got the kick away, ended up having a charge down. Bayless had to put the kick in instead. He actually got a decent boot on that one. And Watling's able to cover it. He probably should actually run up there, Bayless, because he's got to make sure that all his players are on side. Well, they did advance for 10 metres, so that is fine. That's why there is no offside call on that one, even though he was the last player back there in defence. But now he's making a tackle here on the second. That tackle made there on James Sara. And a run there, I believe that's from Oliver Parrish, the big forward, making a good run here. And now Barbuda out of dummy half. Send it to Brisbane. Brisbane will try and go himself. End up being wrapped up there. A good tackle from Liam Carr. Doing well in support there. Sends it out to McPherson. Dummies. Gives it out there now to Williamson. Williamson sends it back last tackle. Williamson will play it back for the last tackle. We'll go to the left side with Brisbane. Brisbane will go for a grubber kick this time around. We've seen the chip previously. And Paulson touched that one. He did not. 20 tap. And Paulson running up quickly. Going to try and catch the defense napping. Whistle sounded. It might have taken that a bit quick there, but referee was set, so that's fine. And the tackle was made by Sara. 0 tackle now. Run out of dummy half there from Romeo. And the siren sounds here, so that'll be the last tackle of the half. And, well, it's been all the Tigers so far in this Laurie Daley Cup match. It's been a 14, well, we currently hold a 14-point lead. Jacob Paulson with a penalty goal and tries from Alex Mataya and Brendan Bayless. He also had 2 conversions and no score from the side of Illawarra South Coast Dragons. We will get word on the changes that were made previously to the Tigers side. Just before we go to a break, we would like to thank our sponsors and partners, our major sponsor at SLE Worldwide Australia, our broadcast partner here at Bar TV Sports, and our partners at Anytime Fitness and Victor Sports. We'll be right back with coverage of the second half. And welcome back to the second half here of a Laurie Daley Cup clash between the Illawarra South Coast Dragons and the GSR West Tigers. To clear up some matters that I asked earlier in the first half, Jadeki Laumua, number 19, is a player for the GSR West Tigers, as we see the GSR West Tigers just heading out now. And at number 20 is actually Chris Tuifua. He just changed his number from 15 to 20. Maybe the 15 jersey didn't fit him well enough, but nonetheless, those are the other players. There was no replacement for Chris Tuifua, with just one late change. Ryan Mulvaney of Western Suburbs out for another Western Suburbs half, Jodeki Laumua. Hopefully some audio editors can make some audio matters from me saying Laumua or Jodeki Laumua, and they'll be able to replace that with me calling him the anonymous half or number 19. Nonetheless, Laumua is 19. And Brisbane kicks us off. And just chasing after that was Brooks Manton. He couldn't quite reach it, so it ends up having to go to Hasselhoon. Hasselhoon is tackled there. Good tackle from Sharp and Charlie Parrish. And a good start early to the half. There's now a run up here from Tuifua. Of course, we didn't mention earlier, he is the man in the 20 jersey. Well, just earlier, just a couple minutes ago, really. We were pretty sure who it was, but it is him, Stanley Sealau, of Minto Cobras. Minto, a big junior factory, of course. Players like Jared Hain, Christopher Lau, Israel Folau, and Chris Inu. Stumbling over my names here. Hain, Folau, and Inu, all products of the Minto Junior League. And we'll see if Stanley Sealau could perhaps make a name for himself in first grade later on, a few years down the track. Now last tackle of the Tigers. The kick is sent up there from Laumua, and it's taken eventually by Watling, and he gets tackled down there by Stanley Sealau. And decoy run there is now it's out with, I believe that is McPherson. He's held down there. Sorry, that was not McPherson, that was Heffernan. There's now a sharp run from Sharp. But didn't really mean to make the pun there, but nonetheless, tackled just short of halfway by Stanley Sealau, and escaping from marker there was Heffernan once more. As Brisbane sends it out there. That is Sarah, I believe. It's being tackled 30 metres out from the Tigers line. Brisbane with a chip kick. Hasselhoon chasing it was the lead man, and well, Josh Martin couldn't quite get close to it, and time off is called here. As one of the players is down in back play. I believe that's Terrence Stanley Sealau. Just hope that he's okay. And looks to be a bit of an issue with a head, perhaps. As you see one of the players going to the trainer. That's Vince Romeo. Just having a bit of a word to him. It looks like Stanley Sealau will be coming off here as one of the players on the interchange bench. I believe Bryce Earnshaw holds the interchange card. Just having an assessment of him, and it looks to be as if they will be taking him off here. Yep, Mark Perryman escorts him off the field. And Hasselhoon will play the ball here for tackle one. Got a crowd building up here on this side of the ground, so you might hear a bit of ambience, and I do apologise for that. As the Tigers clapping Stanley Sealau off. He's been good in defence. And Bryce Earnshaw will run onto the field here as time restarts. I'm not sure if that was mirrored on the scoreboard there, so time might be running a bit late there, as absolutely mauling Tuifua was Martin, and I believe that was Sharp in there as well. Brisbane and Charlie Parrish the first to him, and just they were very happy with that play there. Parrish and Parrish, the two Berry brothers, Oliver and Charlie, both also there to congratulate each other about back into the scrum. We're going to have Sarah in there as well. Do have... Okay, now they will be packing in the scrum there. They're just going to have Sharp lining up for the second row. They do have that running forward. I believe that's Opeda there. Just in the centre of the park, McPherson to the left of him. We'll likely go through him. Oh, it's not McPherson, sorry, it was not Opeda. It's Williamson who would most likely come on for Opeda, but nonetheless Dwayne Williamson of Collegians with that player. Now an opportunity here. It's going to be a try for Amma Munro of Firrell. Had the numbers there on that right side, and Munro saw the gap, went right for it, and gets the first points on the board for the Illawarra South Coast Dragons, 14 points to 4 with the kick to come. That's pretty much fundamental scrum play. You've got to be able to make numbers in attack. They were able to get it with the initial run from Williamson. A lot of defenders had to swarm to him. They spread a little over from the left side, and that meant that Amma Munro just got the easiest walk-in of his life, really. And yep, there's the call there from the PA system. I believe they did actually need to make a correction there, so all of us are mistake-prone, whether we be players, officials, announcers, commentators. We definitely aren't perfect. But we'll see if Watling can make this kick perfect. It is Watling actually, sorry. That's Nelson Sharp of Firrell. Just couldn't quite get a glance at the jersey number. Yep, it is Sharp. To be taking the kick here. Lines it up. Puts it up, but unfortunately it's not perfect and just skewed it away to the right. So that will mean 14 points to 4. A lead for the GSR West Tigers over the Illawarra South Coast Dragons away from home. Don't forget, this is considered a home ground for the Dragons here in Ron Costello Oval in Shellharbour. Prime South Coast territory.
Boy, stay behind me.
And I'm going to give this Paulson to get us back underway. There it is. The tyre was getting a bit antsy there, but stayed on side. As McPherson marks the kick and brings it up. 20 out.
Go, 17, no, not square.
Make their way back. Brisbane gives the ball out. I believe that's a Ma'u. Might not be actually. That might be Opeta actually. Not too sure. Nonetheless, a run here from Sarah was Opeta that made the run.
Go, 3. Good distance, mate. Thanks, mate.
And then 17, Dwayne Williamson. Having a great run there. Getting him almost up to halfway. Send it to the right side once more through McPherson. Stabbing kick. I'll trick him with a touch. About 20 out. Marked there by William D'Amato at the 25. So that will be a scrum feed to GSR West Tigers, and the play slows down. And I feel like the Tigers would want this tempo. They're fine with things being slow. They hold the lead. They want to conserve their energy for when they actually need to defend. And really, if they can put some pressure on later on, then they can tire out the Dragons. And we've seen what happens when a team gets tired early. He's forced into a disadvantage. You can just turn sour very, very quickly. And the Tigers will definitely look to make that come true in this second half as they pack in, they feed. Webster Mansfield with that inside ball that is ruled forward, intended for Mataya. That's unfortunate for him there. They were liking the play. The concept was good, but the execution just wasn't there for them, and ended up giving away a scrum feed right near where they ended up receiving it previously. And well, Illawarra South Coast Dragons have an opportunity to make it a 6-point game. They can score on this set with a try and bring it to within 4 if they do make it a converted try. So if they can get their score on the post, I'll definitely be looking to take a victory against this GSR West Tigers unit as Charlie Parrish almost lifted up there, but was able to be tackled cleanly. No infringement. And a tackle on Blake Barbudo. Right there by Carr and Romeo. They send it to the right side through Brisbane and now McPherson and now Watling. They use the spine well, and now they go to Sarah. Sarah tries to jink it up across where they just went. So a bit of a dance across the goal line, but they still aren't able to answer. And good shootout there from Thorne and Barbudo. Too slow in the dummy half play, and well, then Brisbane, and it's kicked up there by Romeo. Is that 6 more? It is a 0 tackle. It is not, according to the referee, Louis Matheson, and a tackle there on Opeta. Tackle 2 now. Now it goes out to McPherson, who tries to go himself. He might be over here, but he had the ball knocked out of his hands.
Knockdown.
And it was touched, so that does mean
Going to be dragging
that it was a strip in the act of saving a try, but it is still a knock on by GSR. So a repeat set here for Newcastle, excuse me, Illawarra South Coast Dragons. They're confused for red and blue there. But the Illawarra South Coast Dragons, just to reinforce that, will have a scrum feed 10 metres out from the Tigers line. A big repeat set opportunity to put some points on the board. They already have some. Why not make it more? Especially when you're down like this. Williamson tries running hard over defence and was just stopped there by Anshaw, and Williamson very heavily side. Probably you can just see it's going to be Brisbane. He's gone out to Charlie Parrish, who's held up, but he was held short.
You held up in goal?
And they're going to say, yeah, he was held up in the in goal, so they're going to have to bring it out 10 metres. Big opportunity now.
There, I was happy with that. Tackles made up. All good
And the Tigers just reset. Got a bit of a break in defence and trying to put themselves in possession of that ball and make sure that they can keep the Dragons out of their goal line. Tackle on Williamson. Now a little bit of run over dummy half from Barbuda. Now Brisbane. Now they've got numbers. Sharp. Martin. Little jink. Is he held up?
Stand up, 20.
He was short, actually. Wow. Great defense there from the Tigers. They had to act quickly. Brisbane just shot past Carr. Goes to that edge once more. But they're holding him out. He's lost the football. And that's going to mean it's going to be into touch for a 10-metre scrum.
What's the lingering? What's the lingering?
It was in field.
It's going to be a Tiger scrum feed.
Yeah. We'll just see here. Yeah, it does look like it'll be a scrum feed. There's only tackle 4, I believe, so that will be a scrum that packs for the Tigers, and they're just able to escape there. Brisbane, I don't really agree with what he was doing there. He tried to attack a left edge, but they already had put a few numbers towards with Hasselhoon and I believe Saliba there. And then they just ended up not needing that. He could have just gone towards the right side where it felt like they had more numbers rather than just trying to be a bit of a showman and go himself. And it ends up backfiring for them. Still, credit to him for coming up with some good effort, but unfortunately the execution just was not there. That's what we'll see a lot out of his players. I'll just stop him there, try and take it back there. Well, Vince Romeo was tackled. Now they try a run up here with the number 8, Rick Fawn. And Fawn's tackled at the 20. Fawn will play it back and they send it to the right side. Oh, it was lost there, I believe from Bayless. And it's ruled a knock on, no advantage. And so players looking a little bit complacent here, a lot of hands on hips. Hasselhoon, you need to get that body language fixed. Make sure that they know they can win this. They are in front by 10 points. They don't want to give this game away. As Brisbane prepares himself for the feed, looks like Tuifu is making his way over to the right side of a Newcastle attack. As this run here is from Sharp, and Sharp will be brought down just short of the 20 by Brendan Bayless. He's just held him down too long there. Bayless and Tuifu there, both holding down, and that results in a penalty. Tap taken by Barbuda. They go quickly through Williamson, and Williamson tries hard at Bayless, but Bayless got to the legs well. Great technique there. Love to see those round the legs tackles. There, play through Opeda. Now they send it out. Now it's with Watling. Sent it through Brisbane, I believe, was the halfway involved as the Tigers set themselves up on the goal line for the defence. Long ball out. Goes out to Sarah. James Sarah's almost going to get himself over, but is held short. Only just there. The Tigers had to swarm to him. They've got to spread themselves out here because Dragons are very widespread. Let's call them Knights again. Brisbane. Now he goes out. It goes out to Charlie Parrish, and Parrish is wrapped up there again. And Shaw's able to just make sure that tackle doesn't go anywhere.
8 hasn't made the line. 8 hasn't made the line.
Now Brisbane. Ball out to Sarah. Long ball Watling. They've got numbers on that edge. It's gone out to Bowman. Is he over? Held up.
Last tackle.
Here's a ruling from referee Louis Martin, who's right there to make the call. And makes a great one there. He just sent it back 10 metres. I believe this is the last tackle now.
Last tackle.
The Illawarra South Coast Dragons. Now we send it out. Brisbane with a kick. Brisbane might have put that one a bit too deep. Or did he wait it just right? Oh, he almost had it right there to beat Hasselhoon and put Martin over in the corner. But Hasselhoon was just able to make the play there and ends up giving away the repeat set. But it's a much better play than giving away the 4 points. And now it'll be a goal line dropout for the GSR West Tigers. Oh, this has been a very exciting second half, really. It feels like the Dragons have had all the momentum, but talking the second half was get that momentum back and make sure they can, they know they can still win this. If a team scores 14 on you in the first half, you can surely score 14 of them in the second. And so now they try and attack here through the lock, Sione Lufe. And Lufe almost gets himself through there.
Go, one.
Barbudo out to McPherson, shovel past Williamson, but can't quite get through. He's inside the 10 now though on second tackle. And while there was interference in the ruck there, they can't go quickly off that tap. They have to wait for the mark. There's a difference between regular international laws and first grade interpretations. There's another run there. I believe that was from Williamson. But he's held a couple metres short, got himself to his feet, goes back, sends it out, goes to Lufe. Lufe, he's almost through.
Move 11!
It just feels very tense right now. Barbudo is almost over, is he? No, he was just short. Long ball out there from Apita. Sends it across field to Brisbane. Now it's with Parrish. Charlie Parrish. He almost gets through, but is brought down there. Webster, Mansfield and Romeo doing stellar work in defence. It's stalwart here. Brisbane. Long ball McPherson. McPherson with a grubber kick. There was a little hole there. Matthias swoops on it. And is he able to get himself into the field of play? Yes, he is. They're still alive here. And with a penalty here, it's going against the Dragons. Yeah, so we just wasn't sure. I thought there was a possible incorrect play the ball signal, but no. They weren't allowing him to play it. And as such, the Tigers get a reprieve on their goal line. It was looking so tense there, and they were able to get away with one. Alex Battaglia, great play from him, getting into the field of play and then drawing the penalty. That one's ended up on the roof of a stand up there. Great playground stand, don't quote me on that one. Well, that one will be a souvenir for anyone who's willing to climb it. But that'll come after this game probably, is I believe it's Bayliss. Brendan Bayliss. He runs it up. On second tackle, and now they go for a little run across the field here. I believe this is Laumua. No, sorry, it's not Laumua, it's Tuifua, and Tuifua is eventually brought to ground there by Sharp. 30 out from the line. Saliba, short ball. And they're doing well here on Earnshaw. Only letting him advance a couple metres. Send it out, and now a kick here. It's high up, intended for Martin. Martin goes to ground and just surrenders, but a penalty is blown here. They weren't 10 out, and Martin didn't advance for 10. They realised that. It was a good call there. Jay Watling, I believe, had the instruction there, and they ended up giving away the penalty. Brisbane will look to find touch, and should easily. Does so right on the Tigers' 40. As Martin will pass the ball off of a tap kick to be taken by Blake Barbudo. Barbudo with a second receiver ball, a cutout one, and then it's out to Cody Mitchell. I believe this is his first touch of the game, and he does well to advance it up to the Tigers' 30. Plays it back. Now out to Lufe. Lufe gets through a tackle and gets another 10 metres, well, 12 metres really. And now they can mount a big goal line attack. They'll need to convert on this one here. Mitchell tries to go through the defence, but can't quite get through. Good tackle there. Romeo involved in it. Rolling to his feet, ended up losing it. Didn't have control, and that ends up being a giveaway. And a big one back from Cody Mitchell. He'll be kicking himself for that one, and the Tigers have a scrum feed 10 out. They've been on the defensive throughout the second half, the Tigers, but they've done well to only concede 4 points, which has really been on the back, not really of, Dragons' failings, but really from Tigers making great heads-up plays from Mataya, from Hasselhoon, and these guys are doing well so far. It's just a matter of whether they can hold on to it. And not just hold on to the ball, hold on to this 10-point lead, as Hasselhoon is going to be driven back there as almost a maul forms there. Eventually held is called. Felt like there were a bit too many players involved in that one, but eventually it is held up. Another maul forms. This time involved is Brisbane, Peter and Mitchell, and now they try a little run out here. I believe this is Paulson, and he got a ball out. That's to now Moore. Moore sent a ball out to Tuifua. Tuifua arm tackled there and eventually brought down by Brisbane. The arm tackle came from Charlie Parrish. Ball is played back.
You're on now.
And now it's going to be tackle 4, I believe.
Push up, guys.
And try and push up here. Now it's Bayless tackled there on the last by Lufe.
Now he held it.
Laid it back, and now we're going to pass it out once, twice, and now we're going to just try a run play here. They're trying to get through here for Romeo. Romeo's almost through the defense and is eventually brought down there for 6th tackle. He tried actually passing away, so that might have been a possible penalty for pass from ground. Nonetheless, the play the ball forms just on that grandstand end.
Foot one. Good.
And now Illawarra South Coast Dragons with an opportunity to put themselves in position to win this game. It is only a 10-point deficit, so 2 scores is definitely a chance to win this. We can't rule it out. I'm going to see a run here from Watling as he loses it. And the Tigers look very content with that. Able to force an error, and now an opportunity here. The Tigers can put up a territorial mount. They want to be able to do that. They can't afford errors. They can't afford silly penalties like incorrect play of the balls in order to try and get themselves a victory. They started 0-3, and they really want a victory here. You know, you have all the narratives that are going along here. You know, different players, different teams, different clubs. They're all trying to vie for those top 2 spots to qualify for the semi-finals in Dubbo the weekend after Easter. I'm thinking about that, and also the final round of games next week. I'll be at Kirkham Park in Canada myself as Jake Brisbane. They're getting involved in a bit of ruck work there with William Saliba.
Away now!
Lufe clears out. The last 2 tackles got up all right, so there's no penalty there. As they're trying to press forward here. I'm not sure if that's Stanley Sealau back on. I don't believe it is. No, that was Michael Goggins making the run. So now we attempt to attack on that left side for Vince Romeo. On the last, referee hasn't put my hand up for it, but he's lost it. And Romeo is beside himself, really. Understandably so. He needs to keep his cool here. They don't want to have it blow up in their faces. The scrum will pack up just past the Illawarra South Coast 40.
Now, boys, let's go. Where's the
ISC Dragons.
Stand up, boys, stand up. Boys, stand up.
They look to have...
Stand up.
We didn't have enough players in the scrum. We see a fair bit here. More than 7 backs lining up as it looked like they were packed properly in.
Wait for my in and out call.
So we'll have to start things up once more, and now they get the feed out. And they're going to run hard at them. This is what we expect here from the Dragons. Run hard and run fast. So got to try and get some points on the board. Oh, that was a risky ball there from Blake Barbudo to Cody Mitchell, but they end up getting through it. And a big run here from Jeremy Mau. And Mau's brought down eventually by Terrence Stanley Sealau. Has come back onto the field. Good to see him back on. It looks to be okay. Now they're tackled 30 metres out, center of the park. The Illawarra South Coast Dragons need to put some points on the board here. And they attack through McPherson. McPherson bursts through the line. He's almost got through. He goes through Watling and he'll score! Jay Watling has put this right back into the balance as he puts it down 14 points to 8. Still in favour of GSR West Tigers, but still that kick to come for the Illawarra South Coast Dragons. Great run from Liam McPherson. Says, we haven't been able to try it through the right edge. Why not just go myself and burst through the line with that break, and ends up scoring for them. Well done on him. We saw a similar play for Ammon Munro, but ended up giving him a try, and now we see it with that last support ball to Jay Watling. Lovely pass, and it was really the play of Liam McPherson that has got them back to within 6 points, but a possible 4 points here after this kick from Nelson Sharp. Not long to play in this as he lines it up. Yep. Less than a minute to play, but we do have more time. Oh, sorry. 35 and a half. So, sorry, I was thinking of the under 16 where we're playing on the 30-minute halves. This is still 35-minute halves. So I would estimate we have about 13 minutes left, including time off. As Sharp puts a kick up and through. Beautifully done there from Nelson Sharp. That's in it from Firrell. And that brings things up to 14-10. 4-point difference. There's now a big opportunity for the Illawarra South Coast Dragons. They can come back here. You can just see the Tigers. They're just walking up now. So we need to make sure they stay solid. They cannot concede another try and go down 0-4. They will be absolutely fuming with themselves if they do. Nonetheless, it's up to them to prevent that from happening. All 17 players, even those on the bench, have got to make sure that they can start up. Ooh, almost offside there with a bit of a false start from Alex Mattia. And all that one spilled out. We almost had an offside penalty, but ends up being a knock-on from Jerry Mahu after spilling through the hands of Liam McPherson. Don't believe it was touched by McPherson. But nonetheless, a big play there. And it almost ended up backfiring for the Tigers when Mattia almost ran offside. It ends up being spilled out by Mahu. And now the Tigers get a goal line set and a chance to put some points right back on the board after having that try scored by Jay Watling.
On the outside, 12. Tigers, 12.
I'll pack in. I believe I heard a call from the players. Tiger 12.
Hey, always outside head.
Tiger 12 is Ryan Wessel. I believe that might be just a set call here. As now goes out to Paulson. Paulson dummies to Hasselhoon, goes himself, almost gets through the tackle of Brisbane, but is brought down one-on-one. And a penalty is called here, is holding him down there, got the leg, and Brisbane ends up being tackled. Will they go for 6? Or will they try and put themselves up 10? That's a call here. We see Chris Tuifua getting some words here. They will go for the 6-point margin. Liam Carter is having a talk there with Tuifua. There's Paulson. He did miss a penalty shot earlier, but it was a lot more difficult than the one he's going to get here. So he should be able to make this into a 6-point game. We'll wait for him to line up.
Dragon, don't lay on the post. We've got to stay still inside the post.
We just have a call from PA System. 10 minutes to go here. Just looking on the clock that we have here on the broadcast. That's 1:48, so we are a bit far ahead of the time due to the time off that was taken for a Terrence Stanley Sealer injury. He is thankfully okay. Good to see him back out. As Paulson will be lining himself up for this one. You'll see the crowd just tends to go down to a hush in these sort of positions. We'll wait to see if there is any more time off taken here by referee Louis Matheson. Doesn't look like he will be. I don't believe they do take time off for conversion. I believe that's only the case if there is, it's a first read interpretation, I believe. And now a kick to be taken here from Paulson.
Yeah, sure. Look, I think what's ended up happening is...
and Paulson will put the kick up. And puts it through. So that means 16-10 in favour of the GSR West Tigers over the Illawarra South Coast Dragons. Well, there's not long left in this game. Less than 10 minutes, of course. Although they're checking with the clock. It's about 9 minutes now. And Brisbane will look to kick us off to restart the play. And he will put the kick up and into the air, as that is marked well by Paulson. Paulson will hand it off now. I believe that is Stanley Sealer, who's lost the ball, popping out. Just a bit of a loose carry there, was forced out in the tackle, and now what a big opportunity for Illawarra South Coast Dragons. I may have called them Newcastle of the Night Trees, so I do apologise, similar colours. But nonetheless, we do have an opportunity for the Dragons to start this set. With about 8 minutes left to play, I believe. Brisbane will wait for the Tigers to pull their heads in. And well, Block did not there. I believe I tackled him in the back. And now there's a feed. Barbudo out to McPherson. He goes out to Mau. Shovel pass. Goes out. Watling. Oh, it's out of the reach of Martin. So it's not Martin, that's Heffernan on that wing. It was Heffernan who just lost the ball out the back. How absolutely agonising. The Illawarra South Coast Dragons have an opportunity to perhaps tie the game up. They had the numbers on that edge, but it was just a bit of a wayward pass from Watling. Ended up behind Heffernan, and that's resulted in a scrum feed for the GSR West Tigers. They need to hold on to this ball. They can't have another error like we saw with Stanley Steele out there. Hold on to that ball, get into those tackles, and try and get through as much time as they can. And it's ended up being knocked on out of a scrum feed. But it was over a pickup of Carve, and he knocked on, and one of the players broke off from the scrum perhaps a bit early, and ended up making a tackle, but was not ruled to be foul play. And it will be a scrum feed now for the Illawarra South Coast Dragons. But more time is off the clock, and this technically does favour the Tigers in that fashion. And now the feed goes in from McPherson. McPherson taken out by Barbudo. Now it goes out to Mau. The crowd here is riling up and really wants them to score here. Tackle from Stanley Steelau is well made, just inside the 10. Barbudo out to Luffy. Luffy tries to burst through with the over. The try is there. He's got the grounding, and they are absolutely pumped here. The Illawarra South Coast Dragons 16-14. They're down, but they're just about to put a kick through that'll put this game absolutely deadlocked at 16. Surely now Nelson Sharp should be able to hit this one. He'll try and hit it quickly. About 5 to 6 minutes to play. Don't quite have the clock up here. I'm just got to fix the scoreboard up as Sharp lines up the kick. Big opportunity now for him. Lock it up. Tie it up at 16. If this is a draw, this will be the second draw of the Laurie Daley Cup. We'd have one in round one between the Penrith Panthers and the Western Rams. But now we wait and see whether Nelson Sharp can equalise. Perhaps the biggest kick of his rugby league career is put it right through the sticks. Easy as you like. 16 apiece now, with not long left in this match. This is the Tigers. They're jogging up now. They got to put points on the board. We could see another field goal finish. How about that? 2 field goal finishes in consecutive weeks. Both Tigers games, of course, different division between the Andrew Johns and Laurie Daley Cup. As Paulson will be taking the kickoff once again. We did see it spilled last time by Jeremy Mau. And now Paulson lines it up. Definitely want to be forced into the area here. Got about 5 minutes left, accounting for time off. And that ball bounced once again, and then is eventually fielded. But thankfully no arrow that time for the Illawarra South Coast Dragons. They're holding down there. Perhaps there's an appeal from Akima Rapetta, I believe that is. Number 10 is, the ball is popped out. I believe that was. It's now popped out once again. And they're going to wait. And it will be knock on. No advantage was created off of that play, and so as a result it's now going to be, oh man, sorry, I'm absolutely losing myself here. It's going to be a scrum feed to the Tigers. There's 5 minutes. Of course, don't forget, no extra time in this competition, just a draw if it does reach a 70-minute mark, because it looks like some of the players are a bit high up there. Ryan Vessel in the pack as it goes out to Ifua. He's got a man on his outside. That's William Saliba. They're going to try and drag him out. He's stayed in the field of play. If they try and drag him any further, that'll be a crucial penalty given away. They don't want to do that. About 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes left here. And there's a run up from Bryce Central. Don't forget we are accounting for time on for timer. Okay, compared to the broadcast clock that you see on your screens right now, as now Tuifua runs it up. Plays it back. And now they go out long. They're going to try it through the left edge there. That's through Oitman. Haven't seen much of him. Don't forget he also has a brother Cameron who plays in this side, was named in the representative squad. Now we're going to go with Romeo. Romeo is going to advance it up inside the 10. Last tackle. And we're going to set up field goal. Lamua's a man very far back. We're going to go Webster Mansfield. They're going to go Lamua. They're not going to go field goal. They'll just try for the grubber kick, but it's fielded well by Watling, and Watling gets it out of the in goal. Out about 8 meters out. They didn't decide to go for that 1 point. They wanted to make it 6 points. There's enough time in this game that they could perhaps hit back with a 6 pointer if it isn't just a 1 point game. Well, if it does end up being just a 1 point game, excuse me. The boot just went flying out of the ground there. Not sure who that was from, but nonetheless, that just has gone flying out there. Now, nonetheless, back to the action. I believe that's a run from Opeda. Opeda sends it out to the left side now. Now it's for number 8, Oliver Parachutes back on. Some fresh legs. Well, he did start this game, but he'll still be well rested. Now it goes back to Brisbane. Brisbane with a long kick. It might be too deep, but it's held up well, and Paulson has to take it. Paulson will have to bring it out of his own in goal. He goes past Brisbane. He was trying to attack McPherson and Opeda, but he's going to be brought down 12 metres out from his own line. Can't give away any penalties or errors here. You have to make sure this is the most crucial time of the game, especially with such a big win hanging in the balance. They send it out. Carr goes out there to Mattia. Mattia tries to get through, but is unable to do so. He was tackled at the 30. Now they go up hard, and a great meeting of a tackle from Parrish and Luffey. Plays it back. A little jink out from Carr. Carr has a man chasing him. Gives it back out to Romeo. Romeo tries to fend past Jeremy Ma'u. He was tackled there. He's just wrapped up there by Ma'u, and so we'll have to jog back and play it. It says, give me some space here on the last. It's going to be Webster Mansfield who had to give it back. Oh, dear me, that's almost gone forward. And it has. It did actually go forward. So now it's going to be a handover. It was almost going to be a disaster. Webster Mansfield. I was saying tap and go, but it's a play for ball. It's not a penalty. Nonetheless, they're going to play it out. Parrish attacking past halfway. The absolute crucial moments of the game here. The Illawarra South Coast Dragons with an opportunity to steal away 2 points after being down 14-0 at the break. Plays it back. Gives it out to Watling. Watling breaks through the defense. Gives it out McPherson. McPherson wrapped up there by Tuifua and is brought down. The call is one more from the crowd. Let's see if they do decide to go that way. Brisbane, siren sounded. Brisbane had to put a kick away. He didn't quite get it. And it's tapped dead by Dylan Oitman. And the siren sounds, and it ends up being 1 point share between the two sides. What an absolutely incredible contest between these two teams. The Illawarra South Coast Dragons 16, the GSR West Tigers 16. Jake Brisbane just unable to get off that last second play. And, well, I am just absolutely stunned. It was 3 tries to 2. The Tigers making up 2 penalty goals through that. Jacob Paulson was 2 from 2 in his conversions. The tries were scored by Brendan Bayless and Alex Mattia, I believe. And then the tries for the Illawarra South Coast Dragons. 1 for Ammon Munro of Firrell, number 16. 1 for Liam McPherson, I believe, of Western Suburbs. And then Jay Watling of Collegians had another. Nelson Sharp was 2 of 3 on his conversions. I might just need to make a little correction on that one there. I'm not sure. Sione Lufe actually have a try, not Liam McPherson. So just want to make sure that scoring is correct. Nonetheless, 16 all, both sides escape with a point. It's the first point for the GSR West Tigers, so they should still be content with that. Nonetheless, what an absolutely wonderful day of rugby league it has been here at Shell Harbour at Ron Costello Oval. I'm Zale Atkins. Before we go, I would also like to thank our sponsors and partners here. Major sponsor SLE Worldwide Australia, our broadcast partner at Bar TV Sports, and our partners at Anytime Fitness and Victor Sports. Don't forget, you can catch all of these matches live and on demand on Facebook, on YouTube, and on our website, crlnsw.com.au. From all of us here at Country Rugby League and Bar TV Sports, we'll see you next week.
Jordan.